I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 501. Third brother appears. Damn it, you lied to me. Uncle Keith saw that Luzimin didn't bring any almond seeds, and he instantly became furious. Kill him. Several people in black clothes saw that Uncle Key was angry, and they punched and kicked Luzimin. After Luzimin was beaten, Uncle Key walked to him, grabbed his hair, and pulled him up from the ground. I'm telling you, don't play tricks on me. Where are the seeds? If you don't hand over the apricot seeds to me today, I will kill you here today. After Uncle Key finished speaking, Luzimin spit on the ground, spitting out a mouthful of blood. You can kill me at will. I won't take out the almonds without seeing my third brother. If my third brother is sincere, then I will be sincere too. If my third brother is not sincere, then I will be even less sincere. After Luzimin finished speaking, Uncle Key punched him in the stomach twice. These two punches made Luzimin vomit directly. After a few punches, Luzimin's consciousness was a little blurred. Speak or not? Are you going to speak or not? I won't speak if you kill me before I see my third brother. Third brother, stand up. This is the last time. I brought you 50 almond seeds. Please let me go and give me a way to live. Luzimin shouted to the people around him. After Luzimin shouted, Uncle Key beat him again. After this beating, Luzimin's nose and face were swollen. Speak or not? I will kill you right away. Uncle Key punched him in the eye and knocked Luzimin to the ground. I will not hand over the things until I see my third brother. This is the last time, really the last time. I will give you the seeds. Don't come to me again. Third brother, come out. I will give you the seeds if you come out. Luzimin shouted to the warehouse a few more times, but the surroundings were still very quiet. Uncle Keith saw that Luzimin had no intention of taking out the seeds, so he stopped. Now this batch of seeds is needed urgently. A group of Arab buyers are waiting for them in the dream grassland, so they are so anxious. They will trade at night. Several people beat Luzimin again, and several people searched Luzimin's car from beginning to end, but still could not find the whereabouts of the seeds. So there was no choice, and the seventh uncle had to call the third brother. After the call was connected, a rumbling sound came from the sky soon. It was the sound of a helicopter. Soon a helicopter flew over the border. It was a somewhat shabby military helicopter. When the helicopter flew over the warehouse, it slowly landed. After the helicopter stopped, a middle-aged man in his 40s walked down from the plane. The middle-aged man was wearing a black windbreaker, with a long face, not much hair, and a cigar in his long mouth. He was not as fat as Jiang Chen imagined. Third brother, this guy won't tell you where the seeds are. He won't tell you until he sees you. When Uncle Key saw that man, he suddenly became respectful. The man called third brother walked to Luzimin with a cold face without saying anything. Where are the seeds? Give them to me now. Third brother, will we have nothing to do with each other after this incident? Okay, you give me the seeds and I'll pay off my debt. After saying this, there was still no expression on his face. After hearing the promise from third brother, Luzimin pointed to his mobile phone, which had been smashed by Uncle Key. Third brother gave Luzimin a mobile phone, and Luzimin quickly dialed a number. After the call was connected, within a few minutes, a car drove over from the national highway in the distance. After the car drove over, more than a dozen bodyguards in the warehouse instantly drew their guns and pointed them at the car. Bang! The car door opened, and a man walked out of the car. He raised his hand and held two bags in his hand. Here are the seeds. If you want them, ask someone to come over first. The person who came to deliver the seeds was none other than Jiang Chen himself, which made Luzimin sweat all over his head. You throw the seeds over here first. The third brother spoke slowly. Jiang Chen took a bag of seeds and threw it directly over. A middle-aged man in his 40s next to the third brother took the seeds. He opened the seeds, looked at them, touched them, and smelled them, and then nodded at the third brother. As soon as the middle-aged man nodded, the third brother pulled out his pistol and fired 2 shots at Jiang Chen's stomach. Damn it, no one dares to negotiate with me yet. You don't have to serve me, but I can only send you to hell. The third brother pointed the pistol at Lu Zimin after he finished speaking. Before the third brother pulled the trigger, he heard a few bangs, and suddenly more than a dozen large pits appeared on the originally flat ground. Dozens of people quickly crawled out of the pits. These were the security team that Wolf brother had planted. The black muzzles of the guns were pointed at the third brother, and the third brother's hand holding the gun began to tremble. Damn it, you betrayed me. The third brother started shooting at Lu Zimin. Before he pulled the trigger, there was a sudden bang, and a bullet had already penetrated his arm. Then the third brother's hand shook, and the gun in his hand fell to the ground. Put down your guns, raise your hands, or we will shoot. After Wolf brother shouted, Uncle Ki turned around and ran away in a hurry, but before he ran 2 steps, he heard a bang, and soon his leg was hit, and he fell into the yellow sand. Fuck. Protect the third brother. Come on. Fortunately, I was prepared. Seeing that he could not escape, Uncle Ki waved his hand and nearly 30 people rushed out of the Fu warehouse. These people all had guns in their hands. Although they were holding pistols, Wolf Brothers people also had pistols. Fuck, fight them. Wolf Brother said as he pulled a grenade and threw it directly over. After hearing a bang, 2 bodyguards hiding in a pile of rocks were killed on the spot. Da. There were constant gunshots from both sides. The 2 teams originally had large weapons, but this is China's border after all. If they act too aggressively, the border troops will come and shoot them all to death. Brother Jiang, are you okay? Brother Jiang, it's me who hurt you. Brother Jiang, I want to avenge you. Lu Zimin struggled to get up from the ground. Just as he crawled to Jiang Chen had already gotten up from the ground. Jiang Chen undressed and threw the 2 bullets on his body to the ground. It's true, this bulletproof vest made of steel-toothed beast belly can really stop bullets. No, this thing can't even be penetrated by grenades, so how can a few pistol bullets penetrate it? I'm fine. He must be the third brother. Very good. You have made a contribution this time, and I will give you a raise later. Chapter 502, The King of Hell in the Desert. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lu Zimin burst into tears of joy when he saw that Jiang Chen was not dead. Give me a gun. I want to kill all these bastards. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, he saw a submachine gun in the car. He injured the great pain in his body and rushed over to pick up the submachine gun. Third brother. Come on. Don't you want to kill me? Don't you want to force me? Come on. Come on. The submachine gun was a bit heavy, but the furious Lu Zimin stimulated all his potential. He held the submachine gun and swept towards the crowd. Da. Because of the addition of the submachine gun, the situation on the battlefield soon became one-sided. Puff. Lu Zimin's submachine gun directly killed 5 or 6 people who had no time to hide. However, because Lu Zimin was standing in an open area, the pistol on the opposite side also hit his stomach and legs. Plop. Lu Zimin fell to the ground in an instant. Seeing this, Jiang Chen rushed over and picked up his submachine gun and started shooting at the containers in the distance. The containers were all abandoned containers, and there was nothing inside, so the submachine gun shot through the containers directly. After the container was shot through, the gangster hiding behind the container was also shot through the body in an instant. Brother Wolf, pull old Lu back. Jiang Chen shouted, and Brother Wolf hurried over and pulled Lu Zimin into the bunker. Lu Zimin, are you okay? You won't die. The bullet is stuck in the bulletproof vest, but the leg is shot through. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, Brother Wolf breathed a sigh of relief. Brother Jiang, get in the car. After Brother Wolf pulled Lu Zimin into the bunker, he ran to the side of the car and jumped into the car. Seeing this, Jiang Chen also hurriedly jumped into the backseat of the car. Everyone thought Brother Wolf was going to run away. After all, there were more than a dozen people on the opposite side than them, but Brother Wolf drove the car and rushed towards the warehouse opposite. Kill. Brother Wolf, like Fatty Wang, has never been a person who fears death. The word fear has never appeared in their dictionary. Da. After the car rushed into the crowd on the opposite side, Jiang Chen held a submachine gun and fired at the people hiding behind the container. The powerful firepower plus the unexpectedness soon made the bodyguards hiding on the opposite side collapse. Retreat. This bunch of lunatics. Uncle Key saw the boss on the opposite side driving a bulletproof car rushing over. Where have they seen such a fearless person? I'm going to hit him to death. Jiang Chen also saw Uncle Key lying on the ground. This bastard had just beaten his men the most fiercely. If he didn't kill him now, when would he? But, let him go. After Jiang Chen shouted, he pulled the steering wheel, and soon the car passed by Uncle Key. Uncle Key's lower body was hot and shit and urine came out. Retreat, retreat quickly. Several bodyguards came up and carried Uncle Key and ran towards the helicopter. After several people got on the helicopter circled twice in the sky and flew away. Watching the helicopter fly away, Brother Wolf drove his car and chased it on the ground. You are so stupid, you want to chase my helicopter with a broken car, haha. Uncle 7 and Brother 3 on the plane had just finished scolding when the helicopter flew to the non-control area. As long as they reached the non-control area, they would be free to fly freely. However, just as the helicopter arrived at the non-control area, there was a rumbling sound in the distance, and then a fighter plane flew over. This is the Salmon Air Force. Please land immediately. After a fighter plane flew over, several escorting combat helicopters soon flew in the sky. The combat helicopters flew in formation and surrounded Brother 3's helicopter. This is the Salmon Air Force. Please land immediately. We will launch missiles in 1 minute. The helicopters of the Salmon Air Force are obviously better than Brother 3's helicopters. Even if Brother 3 wanted to leave, he couldn't. After all, no matter how fast he could run, how could he outrun a fighter plane? Fuck, what's going on? Salmon Air Force. How come I've never heard of it? Is this the Chinese army? The third brother looked at the helicopters flying in the distance, and he was dumbfounded. His seventh uncle beside him was even more confused. Salmon Air Force, when did the desert have armed forces? We have to land, otherwise they will launch missiles. After the helicopter pilot finished speaking, a group of people looked at the third brother. The third brother looked at him and nodded helplessly. Land and surrender first. As long as they are armed in the desert, they will definitely know the Al-Qaeda in Sac City. When the time comes, we can beg those Al-Qaeda organizations, and they will definitely let us go. In the Golden Desert, an old-fashioned helicopter landed on a flat desert. After the helicopter landed, the third brother, the seventh uncle, and others got off the helicopter with their hands raised. Just as a few people got off, several Sahara helicopters landed around him in the distance, and then a group of armed personnel got off the helicopter. They held submachine guns and pressed a group of people to the ground. After the third brother and the seventh uncle and the others were arrested, the third brother looked at them and asked loudly, "Whose unit are you from? Do you know Chief Muris from Sac City? He is my brother. We don't know any Chief Muris. Follow us honestly. You have violated our Salmon's laws, so you have been arrested." After the few people said that, they pressed the third brother and the others into the helicopter, and then the helicopter flew directly to the Air Force base in the desert. After the third brother and the others were taken to the Air Force base, they were covered with their heads and then transported to a warehouse in the cement factory. It was already evening. When Jiang Chen and the people in charge arrived at the warehouse, the third brother's people had been tied to the pillars. The door creaked open. When the third brother and the seventh uncle saw Jiang Chen, Lu Zimin and the others coming in, they immediately broke out in cold sweat. "It's you. It's us. You didn't expect it?" Jiang Chen sneered and walked up to the third brother. The third brother's clothes were soaked. "Misunderstanding. All misunderstanding. We are friends of Chief Morris of Sac City. If you don't give me face, then give Morris." Before the third brother finished speaking, Jiang Chen punched him in the mouth. The punch made the third brother scream, and when he opened his mouth, 2 of his front teeth were broken. When several people saw that the third brother's teeth were knocked out, they were also scared. After all, the third brother is a real big shot. In the desert, in the dream grassland, whoever the third brother wants to kill will die. He is the king of the desert. But this king of hell was beaten like a grandson in front of Jiang Chen. How could they not be afraid? Moreover, even if they escaped, they would definitely kill the third brother if they saw him being beaten. "Aren't you very capable? Shoot me. Keep shooting me." If it was in China, Jiang Chen really wouldn't dare to do anything to his third brother, so Jiang Shan deliberately drove him to the border. Once he entered the non-managed area, even the king of hell wouldn't be able to save him. Misunderstandings are all misunderstandings. You are Lu Zimin's younger brother, right? Lu Zimin, make him stop. I swear I will never let you steal seeds for me again. In addition, I will give you as much money as you want. I'm in Dream Grassland, and I have plenty of money. Chapter 503. I didn't expect him to be a king. Inside the warehouse, when the third brother looked at Lu Zimin with blood on his mouth, Lu Zimin snorted coldly. Haha, he was indeed a tactless person. You know how to beg me now? What were you doing before? Besides, he is not my little brother, he is my big boss, and the entire Sahara group belongs to him. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, the third brother was also dumbfounded when he heard that Jiang Chen was his big boss. He never expected that the legendary Jiang Chen was really so young. You are Jiang Chen? Before the third brother finished speaking, Jiang Chen had pulled out a dagger from behind him. He held the dagger and stabbed it towards the third brother's right hand. Ah! The third brother screamed. He lowered his head and held his hand. His hand had been pierced by the dagger, and the blood in his palm was flowing down along the wooden stake. No one in this world can point a gun at me, not to mention that you shot me twice with this hand. Jiang Chen pulled out the knife after he finished speaking. The stinging pain from the palm of his hand after the knife was pulled out made the third brother feel unbearable pain. He finally experienced the feeling of being stabbed with a knife. It turned out that this feeling was really so uncomfortable. Brother, I didn't mean to get seeds from you. I know I was wrong. I will return all the seeds to you now, and I will also give you all the money I earned. How about it? Brother Jiang, don't believe him. This kind of person doesn't tell the truth. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, he walked towards Uncle Ki step by step. Uncle Ki, who was tied to the pillar, was already so scared that he didn't know what to say. I surrender, I surrender, I admit my mistake, and I will never again. There is no future. Do you know what despair feels like? In the past 6 months, Lu Zimin was really tortured by Uncle Ki to the point of exhaustion. I don't want to force you either. It was third brother who asked me to force you. If you have any problems, go to him. Before Uncle Ki finished speaking, Lu Zimin had already raised his fist and started punching Uncle Ki's stomach. At the Xianfu warehouse, Uncle Ki kicked him to the ground with one foot, kicked his face, and kept hitting his head. When he thought of this, how could Lu Zimin restrain his anger? Screams came from the warehouse. Liu Zimin felt more and more relieved as he beat him, until he finally vented all his anger for more than half a year. Uncle Ki was already dizzy from being beaten. Uncle Ki, who was on the pillar, had been beaten to death. Guan Ku went up to stop Lu Zimin, and Lu Zimin stretched out his foot and kicked Uncle Ki a few more times before he stopped. Alright, if you hit him again, he'll die. We'll have to hand him over to the IMA special district for processing later. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Uncle Ki's ribs were all broken. He lowered his head, blood kept dripping down his clothes, and his eyes were blurry. After beating Uncle Ki, Lu Zimin walked in front of Brother Sun again. Brother Sun looked at Lu Zimin, who was splattered with blood, as if he saw the god of death. Let me go. In fact, it was your eldest brother who cheated you. He owed money to the casino, so he teamed up with me to cheat you, and it was also him who made you steal grass seeds. Bang! Lu Zimin swung a punch, and this punch hit Brother San's eye. With this punch, one of Brother San's eyes was directly disabled. Ah, my eye. This punch is for those brothers and sisters who were persecuted by you. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, he kicked Brother Sun in the stomach with a bang. The kick made the third brother's mouth into an O shape. Before he could say anything, Lu Zimin punched him in the mouth. This punch is for all the children you cheated away in Dream Valley. Lu Zimin's punch directly knocked out the few remaining teeth in the third brother's mouth. Stop hitting me. I'll give you everything you want. I'll give you the scenic spot. I'll give you everything. Can you spare my life? The third brother was terrified at this moment. He was always known for his cruelty, but when he saw Lu Zimin, who was originally as docile as a lamb, acting like a madman at this moment, he felt really terrible in his heart. Now transfer all the money from Dream Grassland to this card. After Lu Zimin was relieved, Jiang Chen took out the bank card of Swiss Bank. If I transfer the money to you, will you let me go? Transfer the money to me first. The money you earn is all against your conscience. Only when I use this dirty money to build a beautiful home for all mankind can I wash away your sins. That's right. Transfer the money quickly, otherwise I'll cut off one of your legs first. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he asked someone to take the phone of the third brother and hand it to his left hand. The third brother knew that he had no choice, so he held the phone tremblingly and begged him, while dialing the phone, "I will ask them to transfer all the money to your account later. I will not work in the grassland anymore. I will ask them to withdraw all of them. Can you spare my life?" "Okay, I will spare your life." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the third brother opened his one eye and kept thanking Jiang Chen. Thank you. I know you are a trustworthy person. You can even forgive a scum like Luzimin. You will definitely keep your promise, right?" Jiang Chen nodded at the third brother, and soon the third brother's phone was connected. "Transfer all the money in our grassland to this account in the Swiss bank. Transfer the money now, and I will send you the account number." "Third brother, have you finished your business? Don't ask so many questions first. Transfer all the money to this account now." At this moment, the third brother's mouth began to leak. However, his voice was very recognizable, so the people on the other side quickly obeyed his orders. Yes. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen used the third brother's mobile phone to send his own Swiss bank account number. These accounts of his have no limit on the amount, and large transfers can be made at any time. In less than 10 minutes, Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang with a ding-dong sound. Jiang Chen opened the phone and saw that there was indeed an extra 1 billion in his mobile phone. "I've given you the money, can you let me go now? Call all the people in Dream Grassland and tell them to send all the tourists back now and transfer all the staff to Cactus Forest. Tell them that you have already bought the Cactus Forest scenic area." Jiang Chen handed the phone to the third brother. After he finished speaking, the third brother held the phone and hesitated. Yes, if Jiang Chen did this, all his efforts would be in vain. At the moment, when the third brother hesitated, Jiang Chen pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the thigh with a puff. "I said I would spare your life, but if you don't listen, don't blame me for breaking my promise." Chapter 504, The Old Fox's Tale is revealed. Jiang Chen always does what he says, so when Jiang Chen finished speaking, the third brother could only take out his phone and start giving orders. "Titao, from now on, evacuate all the tourists in the scenic area. Also, bring the brothers to the Cactus Forest. I have already bought the scenic area in the Cactus Forest." "Okay, third brother, I will do it right away. By the way, what about our dream grassland?" "Don't worry about the dream grassland. I have already sold it. Someone will naturally take it over later." After hanging up the phone, the third brother looked at Jiang Chen and said, "I have done everything you asked me to do. Now you should let me go." The third brother evacuated all the tourists in the scenic area so honestly, but he was not really so honest. His scenic area is different now. A month ago, after Jiang Chen's documentary came out, Jiang Chen played it every day in the scenic area and on TV stations, so that many people have gradually realized the evil of the dream grassland. Therefore, fewer and fewer people come to the dream grassland, and Leomar and others have also blocked most of the roads leading to the dream grassland. Old Ma also set up various warning signs along the way. Once someone is found heading to the dream grassland, they will be detained and even sentenced after being caught. Therefore, those who are greedy for petty gains can still recognize what they should do in front of the criminal law. Why are you in a hurry? The people waiting for you are here. After my people take over the dream grassland, I will naturally let you go." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he waved his hand, and soon several doctors standing at the door came over to bandage the third brother and the seventh uncle. Time passed little by little. When the bleeding on the third brother and the seventh uncle was stopped, the night soon came. In the night, there was a disagreement in the dream grassland. Everything was not as easy as Jiang Chen imagined. Jiang Chen thought that their behind the scenes boss, the third brother, called them, and these people would obediently migrate to the cactus world. However, a whole night passed, and the spies sent by Jiang Chen reported that the people on the grassland did not send away the tourists, and there was no movement to migrate to the cactus world. Jiang Chen came to the residence of the third brother again. The third brother had moved out of the warehouse and was imprisoned in the livestock shed of the grassland farm. The first ray of sunlight in the morning sprinkled on the dewy grassland. With the bleating of sheep, the third brother was awakened by the stench of the sheepfold. Damn, this place really smells strong. It seems that the third brother and his family must have slept comfortably at night. Hey, no, I have to check my old ewes. Third brother, you beast in human clothing, don't fork my ewes. Fatty Wang said, and really grabbed his ewes and looked at them one by one. Seeing Fatty Wang humiliating himself like this, the third brother couldn't hold his face anymore. Damn, can you be more obvious? I'm in this state, and I still have the mind to attack your ewes? What are you thinking? That's enough. I'm busy. Hurry up and catch these guys and send them to the office later. Jiang Chen said, and walked towards the office. This office is an ordinary office of Wang Pang's farm group. Although it is an ordinary office, because the farm covers a large area, this office is also very stylish. After the third brother and others were brought in, the two of them just wanted to find a place to sit, but Wang Pangzi kicked them each. Why sit? Stand up and listen. The third brother was furious. If it was in the dream grassland, he would have cut Wang Pangzi into pieces many times. But this is not his dream grassland after all, so he must endure everything he can. Your phone doesn't seem to be working. Your people didn't come to the cactus forest world, and I've already inquired about it. The grassland is still open for business. What's going on? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the third brother was also a little confused. He frowned and said, this shouldn't be the case. Did they betray me? Can I make another call and ask? After the third brother finished speaking, Jiang Chen handed him his mobile phone. The third brother stretched out his left hand and quickly dialed the number. After the call was dialed, the person on the other end quickly answered it. Titao, didn't you do what I said yesterday? I told you to dismiss all the tourists, didn't you hear me? Third brother, I have done what you said, but General Morris came yesterday and said that you might have been kidnapped, so he asked to take over the entire dream grassland scenic area now. Kidnapped? What nonsense are you talking about? How could my third brother be kidnapped? Tell Morris that I'm fine in China and ask him to leave the dream grassland scenic area. General Morris said that only if you come to dream grassland to see him in person, he can leave dream grassland. If you don't show up today, then he will take over dream grassland. Third brother, no matter where you are or what you have experienced, come quickly. As long as you come, we will listen to you and disband dream grassland and we can move to the cactus forest world. Okay, I'll call you later. After the third brother finished speaking, he looked at Jiang Chen with difficulty. Jiang Chen naturally heard what he said. Boss Jiang, what do you think we should do? They insist that I go there in person before they are willing to move to the cactus forest world. Otherwise General Morris will take over the dream grassland. After the third brother finished speaking, the seventh uncle beside him struggled to look at Jiang Chen and others and hurriedly persuaded them, we can't let Morris take over the dream grassland. Morris is an Al-Qaeda organization. Once they take over the dream grassland, they will cause unspeakable disasters to China. After the two of them finished speaking in unison, Jiang Chen sneered. Did they think Jiang Chen couldn't see that they were acting? Really? Then tell me what to do now? There is no other way. For the future of China and the safety of your scenic area, I can only go to the dream grassland scenic area in person. Let me set off today and arrive at the dream grassland in the evening. When I get there, I can disband the dream grassland and bring all the people in the dream grassland to your scenic area. Okay, that's a great idea. By the way, Fatty Wang, pack up his things and send him off at noon. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the third brother smiled. As long as he could return to the dream grassland, he had 10,000 ways to disappear from Jiang Chen and the others in an instant. After all, they had dug a lot of tunnels next to the dream grassland. Thank you. It was you who saved the innocent Chinese people. General Morris is inhumane. If he were allowed to take over the dream grassland, he would sell the captured Chinese people to Europe or even to America. Then those people would live a life worse than death. No need to thank me. Have a safe journey. After Jiang Chen said this, He asked Fatty Wang to take his third brother, seventh uncle and others to rush towards the Mojiang Special Zone. Chapter 505, Cheating Money Without Splitting Bones. At noon, a group of people arrived at the Mojiang Special Zone. After arriving at the Mojiang Special Zone, the third brother felt much more relaxed. At least his current plan was half successful. Haha, everyone says that. Although Jiang Chen is young, he is extremely smart. I think he is just a fool who has never seen the world. I just sent him away with a few words. How dare such a person call himself a genius? Okay, Fatty, just leave us here. I will drive there later. You should know that those people are inhumane. If they open fire on you, you will suffer heavy casualties. Heavy casualties? No, Leomar and the others are all good people. What Leomar? I'm talking about General Morris. He is from Al-Qaeda, you know? Kid, Al-Qaeda is very scary. They eat people without leaving any bones. Al-Qaeda has nothing to do with me. Okay, shut up right now. We are about to go to the border bureau. After Wang Panzi finished speaking, the third brother was dumbfounded. The border bureau, what is that place? They know it. I'm not going to the border bureau. Send me to Dream Grassland quickly. Do you know how many people are waiting for me to save them? Save you, damn it. If you say anything else, I'll beat you up. UF*CKING think we are fools. If you want to save people, go talk to Leomar. If you speak again, you'll get beaten up. Do you understand? After all, the third brother and his friends are Chinese, and Jiang Chen is not a judicial organ, so he has no way to decide their life or death. So Jiang Chen has made a decision to hand over the third brother and the seventh uncle to Leomar for disposal. At that time, whether to attack Dream Grassland or not will be up to Leomar himself, and this matter has nothing to do with him. Don't send me to the border bureau, I beg you. How much money do you want? I'll give you money, okay? Really? Isn't your money all for brother Jiang? That's the money of Dream Grassland. I also have shares in domestic casinos. As long as you are willing to let me go, I will give you as much money as you want. Do you have 10 billion? Bring me 10 billion now, and I'll let you go. Fatty Wang looked up. He hadn't reached the border yet, so now, everything that happened here was not under the jurisdiction of China. Besides, even if it was under their jurisdiction, what would it matter? They had long known that Fatty Wang would be a desert man all his life. I don't have that much money. I still have 400 million now. Give me the card number and I'll have someone transfer it to you right away. After the third brother finished speaking, he looked at Fatty Wang. Fatty Wang scratched his head and frowned again. Brother Wolf beside him also looked at Fatty Wang and said, Brother Jiang doesn't know anyway, so let's just say that someone came to rob him on the road and rescued him. Isn't that okay? That's right, you just say that my brothers came on the road and rescued me. This has nothing to do with you. Besides, I will give you 400 million, 200 million for each of you. With this money, you can live wherever you want. Why do you have to stay on the grassland? Seeing that they were tempted, the third brother talked more vigorously. The road to the border was getting closer and closer, and Fatty Wang slowed down the car unconsciously. 1 billion. Take out 1 billion now. I don't have that much. Then there's no room for negotiation. I'll send you to the border bureau. Fatty Wang, wait a minute. As the president, you can get tens of millions in bonuses every year. But I'm just the director of a security committee. I only get 2 to 3 million a year. So, I don't want to miss this opportunity. Do you dare to betray brother Jiang? Think about it carefully. It's just a few hundred million. If you betray brother Jiang will hunt you down all over the world. Who said a few hundred million? He can definitely come up with 1 billion. He will give you 600 million at that time. How about 400 million? Fatty Wang, will you do it? We'll be at the border soon. When the time comes, we'll take the money and leave directly. Who would go back to the desert? It's impossible for him to have 1 billion. Old Wolf, don't say anything more. Otherwise, I'll call brother Jiang now. If he doesn't have it, he can borrow it. He mortgaged the Dream Grassland for more than 1 billion. The two of them started arguing in the car. Seeing that they were getting closer and closer to the border, the third brother was also anxious. You know, if the illegal things he did were reported to the Border Bureau, he would be shot several times. Moreover, if he was handed over to China, he would only be shot, and even Al-Qaeda would not be able to save him. 1 billion is 1 billion. I want to borrow money now. Can you give me 10 minutes? 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. When you have borrowed enough money and transfer it to these two accounts, I will let you go. Don't make it difficult for us. After Wolf brother finished speaking, he took out the third brother's mobile phone and handed it to him. After taking the phone, the third brother hurriedly dialed several people on the phone. In 3 minutes, the third brother made at least a dozen calls. This third brother is also a man with great magical powers. In less than 3 minutes, he really borrowed enough 1 billion. Yes. They will transfer the money to my Swiss bank card later. I will transfer the money to you to right away. Fatty Wang stopped the car on the border. Fortunately, there is network coverage on the border. After all, Sahara Communication Company has taken over the communication construction of the entire special zone and scenic area. Now you can receive signals from Sahara Communication Company on every inch of land in the scenic area and special zone. 10 minutes later, with a ding-dong sound, Fatty Wang and Brother Lang received a huge amount of remittances in their Swiss bank cards. Fatty Wang received 600 million and Brother Lang received 400 million. Has the money arrived? Can you let me go now? The money has arrived. We must be trustworthy as people. Fatty Wang, let him go. Let's buy tickets to Southeast Asia and then go to South America from Southeast Asia. Okay, get off the car. By the way, Uncle Key, if you want to live, give us 10 million. Transfer it to my card right now. Otherwise, we will kill you now. I don't have so much money. You've been following the third brother for most of your life. You've been cheating him of money behind his back. If not 100 million, you should have at least 50 million. Leaving aside those investment properties and things like that, no one will believe you if you say you don't have 10 million in cash. Why are you talking nonsense with him? Fatty Wang, a small fry like him, just kill him. If he doesn't have money, I'll pay. As Uncle Key spoke, he handed over all the money in his bank. After all, they could spend money to buy their lives now, so why not do it? After Fatty Wang collected money from everyone in the car, the two men got out of the car. They didn't even want the car. Keep going forward. Remember to find a place to hide in the special zone first, and then go wherever you want. Remember not to run in other directions. This car is located. After Fatty Wang and the other two got out of the car, he also gave instructions to the third brother. Okay, we will abandon the car as soon as we leave the border. After the third brother said this, Fatty Wang waved his hand and told him to get out. When the car drove out of Highway 1, the third brother became proud. The old ones are the wisest. Jiang Chen, you are still a little naive. If you want to play with me, when I return to China, I will make a comeback. Just wait and see. If I can make your scenic spot open, I'm not the third brother. Third brother is awesome. A bus slowly drove into Mojiang Highway. Not long after the bus left Mojiang Highway, more than a dozen police cars suddenly rushed over in front of it and quickly surrounded the bus. Fuck, damn, we were cheated. Looking at the border police getting off the police car, the third brother was so angry that he vomited blood. Fuck, those two bastards just now took my money, and actually, bang, the door of the bus was knocked open, and more than a dozen guns were pointed at the third brother and the seventh uncle in the car. The two gave up resistance. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 506, Unequal Distribution of the Loot. 1. Wang Pangzi, Brother Lang and the others did not leave as they watched the bus go away. Less than half an hour later, Wang Pangzi's cell phone rang. Have you caught the person? We have caught the suspects. We will interrogate them soon. You can go back. Please thank Brother Jiang for his contribution to the security of our country. No thanks. No thanks. Remember to interrogate them properly. These guys are old foxes. They are very cunning. After hanging up the phone, a Mercedes-Benz drove over from a distance. This was a very familiar Mercedes-Benz. Yes, it was the car of Jiang Chen, the big boss of Sahara Group. When the car stopped beside Wang Panzi and brother Lang, the door opened with a bang, and Jiang Chen got out of the car with a smile on his face. Did you succeed? Ha ha ha, brother Jiang guessed right. This bastard really does have money in his pocket. Fatty Wang said with a smile. Brother Wolf took out his mobile phone and said to Jiang Chen, we just defrauded him of 1 billion, and we also defrauded those bastards of Uncle 7 from a lot of money. 1 billion, okay. Those two old foxes even wanted to trick me into sending them to the scenic spot. Haha, what are they thinking? Fatty Wang wouldn't be fooled, so would I. Jiang Chen? Brother Chen, what do you mean by that? Am I, Fatty Wang, not smart? Damn, you actually said what you wanted to say. No, you, Fatty Wang, are so smart. Not only are you smart, you're also shameless. It's something that everyone in our group knows. Well, okay, let's stop talking about it. Let's start dividing the money. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang was about to lose his temper with Jiang Chen, but when it came to dividing the money, Fatty Wang instantly suppressed his anger. After all, there is nothing in this world that can't be solved with money. If there is, it's because you don't have enough money. Here is a total of 1 billion and 12 million. First of all, I want to make it clear that how to divide this money. We agreed at the beginning that the bulk of it should be used for our city construction and development, so this bulk should be given to Lu Zimin. Okay, let him buy a bulldozer, excavator and so on to flatten our city land. We have no objection. Brother Wolf, let's transfer the money now. After Wang Panzi finished speaking, Brother Wolf also had no objection. After all, what they did was illegal, and they needed Jiang Chen to help them shoulder the responsibility. Therefore, the bulk of the money was given to Lu Zimin to push the sand dunes, just as they made a contribution to the desert. Okay, transfer the money. Soon the two transferred 1 billion to the account of the Desert Construction Group. After the money was transferred, Jiang Chen also made a special call to Lu Zimin. Now Lu Zimin was lying in the hospital to rest. This guy was directly beaten by Uncle Qi with 2 broken ribs, and he was very miserable. After Jiang Chen told Lu Zimin the news of the money arriving, Lu Zimin was so excited that he almost jumped up from the bed. If the medical staff hadn't held him down, he would have wanted to run to Jiang Chen to thank him on the spot. He originally thought that Jiang Chen got him to the Desert Construction Group just to give him face. He didn't expect Jiang Chen to really invest money in it, and the first round of funds was 1 billion. How could he not be excited? Just think of it as my third brother's contribution to the desert. God, please consider my third brother's morality when he reincarnates in the next life. Don't let him reincarnate as a rat or something. Let him reincarnate as a dog, and don't let him live too miserably. Jiang Chen said this, and prayed for a while. While he was praying, a group of people were staring at him. After all, they still had 12 million waiting to be divided. Today, the Sahara Group has been on the right track. Jiang Chen no longer holds a position in the Sahara Group, so he has no salary. Jiang Chen used money for the construction of the desert mainly in 2 items. The first item is that Sahara Group will convert a certain percentage of income into a percentage and put it into Jiang Chen's Desert Construction Foundation. The other item is that after Jiang Chen builds a new scenic spot, he will sell it to Sahara Group as a whole at a low price. Of course, the selling price is very low. To put it bluntly, the system set up by Guanku is to make everyone work for Sahara Group, including Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen is also working for Sahara Group, but he is just the highest level worker. Brother Chen, that kind of person should just let him go to hell and don't come out. Don't pray for him. Hurry up and divide the money. The brothers are waiting. After all, this is a sum of money that cannot see the sun, so everyone has a share of this money. Okay, now start to divide the money. I'm the main planner behind this matter and I'm also the person who bears the responsibility. Do you have any objection to me taking 4 million? It just so happens that Li Yiren's birthday is coming soon, and Jiang Chen is going to buy a sports car for Li Yiren. It is not possible to buy a car for only one person, so Jiang Chen simply buys one for Li Yiren and Anna. No, Sun Mi is a troublemaker. If she is not given something later, the whole Sahara Group will know about it. so each of them will get 1.3 million yuan. They will go to Shanghai Group to pick up the car this afternoon and send it to them tomorrow. Li Yiren will buy the car directly in the United States. No objection, no objection. You should have taken the biggest share. But if something happens in the future, Brother Chen, you should say that you did it yourself and don't push it onto us. I heard that Guan Haozi is going to set up a disciplinary committee now, saying that everything must be done according to the law and don't come back to arrest us. Okay, Fatty Wang, when will you ever stop being afraid of President Guan? Forget it, you two are natural enemies. Brother Chen, look at what you said. Why don't you ask around in Wanjiang village? Who have I, Fatty Wang, ever been afraid of since I was a child? Even the village chief. I stole a chicken from him and he hung me on a tree and beat me. Have I ever surrendered? Is that what you call surrendering? You were tied to a tree. You couldn't surrender, even if you wanted to. Alright, divide the money quickly and shut up sooner or later. You can't even say such a shameful thing. Fatty Wang, each of you will take 3 million. The other 2 million will be divided between the two brothers at the back. Okay, start transferring the money now, Brother Chen. If there are any good things like this in the future, remember to notify me as soon as possible. After Jiang Chen divided the remaining money, everyone was very happy, and Jiang Chen was even happier. The only ones who were unhappy were the third brother and the seventh uncle, who were arrested and put in the small black room. The trial of the third brother and the seventh uncle was carried out very quickly, now that the special zone has just been established. For such cases that affect the image of the special zone, the trial is generally very fast. Less than a week later, Leo Ma called Jiang Chen and briefly introduced the identity of the third brother to Jiang Chen. This so-called third brother is actually the third child of the ZHU family. No wonder this person knows Jiang Chen's name. It turns out that he is from the ZHU family. This person is specifically ZHU Chang's third uncle. ZHU Chang's father is ZHU Dejiang. When the three brothers divided the family property, the eldest brother ZHU Dejiang got the minerals, several entertainment companies, and several domestic scenic spots. He established the Dejiang Group. The second brother got several companies such as pharmaceutical companies, and he established the ZHU Group. Only this third brother was idle all day long, gambling, taking drugs and doing all kinds of evil. So the third son did not get any company, but his father did leave him a sum of money. He used the ZHU family's connections and the money to set up an underground casino and became very successful in the underworld. Chapter 507, Desert Plum Blossom. On the phone, Leo Ma also told Jiang Chen about Dream Grassland. Dream Grassland is a casino jointly established by Shenzhen and Al-Qaeda in Sac City. Their initial plan was to trick Lu Zimin in through his brother and then ask him to provide seeds. In the end, they built a grassland on the border. They used the guise of tourism, but the main way to make money was gambling and prostitution. Of course, they also trafficked in people. Those young and beautiful women who ran to Dream Grassland to buy things because they were greedy for cheap things were their targets. They would tempt them to gamble or directly knock them out and then abduct them to Happy Valley to make money. Not only that, many people have been sold to many countries such as Europe or America. This is a case of human theft that shocked China. After the interrogation results came out, Leo Ma asked Jiang Chen how to deal with it. After all, this matter involved not only the missing population case in their special zone, but also Jiang Chen's seed loss case and Lu Zimin's dereliction of duty. Jiang Chen didn't want to let more people know about the loss of his seeds, and he had decided to give Lu Zimin a chance, so he would not pursue Lu Zimin's dereliction of duty. So Jiang Chen asked Leo Ma to conceal these things, and then handed over the matter of the third brother to Leo Ma. After Leo Ma received Jiang Chen's instructions, he sentenced the third brother and the seventh uncle to death according to the trial results of the special district court. In prison, the third brother kept reporting Wang Pangzi and others, but because their mobile phones were confiscated, they had no evidence, and had to give up in the end. A week later, the trial results reported by Leo Ma to Shangjing were approved for execution by Shangjing. At the same time, through strict investigation, Shangjing destroyed many casinos directly or indirectly controlled by the third brother. In the end, Lu Zimin's brother was also arrested in a casino. Half a month later, the third brother and others were executed in Wuchang prison. Jiang Chen didn't care about the death of these people at all, and they didn't deserve sympathy. What Jiang Chen cares about most now is a dream grassland in the desert. Dream grassland is not under the jurisdiction of China, so even if the third brother and others were executed, dream grassland still exists. In late autumn, after actively failing to contact the third brother, Al-Qaeda officially took over Dream Grassland. Dream Grassland is still open for business, and people will be deceived, as long as it is open for one day. The tricky thing for Jiang Chen is that after this group of mercenaries occupied Dream Grassland was equivalent to a time bomb. They didn't know when it would explode, and once it exploded, they didn't know what kind of damage it would cause to the Sahara scenic area. In early winter, Jiang Chen held an enlarged meeting in the scenic area. At the meeting, Jiang Chen issued a regulation prohibiting Sahara staff from visiting Dream Grassland. The Sahara group clearly stipulated that once an employee was found to go to Dream Grassland, he would be expelled. After the order was issued, in order to prevent the mercenaries of Dream Grassland from harassing Jiang Chen in the scenic area, Jiang Chen increased the deployment of military forces. He checked a large number of armed personnel at every important intersection in the scenic area. At the same time, the scenic area also set up a security management office, which is equivalent to the Chinese police. They carry guns to patrol in various scenic areas. Once they find terrorists, they have the right to shoot. In winter, Jiang Chen put all his work on safety. Fortunately, there was no storm this winter, which gave the development of the scenic area a chance to breathe. However, Jiang Chen had another headache this winter. In winter, the scenic area entered the off-season for tourism. It would be a waste of time if he didn't do something at this time. There is no wind and snow in the desert in winter, so after Jiang Chen arranged the security of the scenic area, he mobilized all his forces to build the ancient capital scenic area and flatten the urban sand dunes. The ancient capital scenic area has been handed over to President Luo. After President Luo took office, he discussed with Jiang Chen and decided to use the entire winter to renovate the entire imperial city. When spring comes, the imperial city scenic area can be open to the public. At the same time, President Luo applied to build the Salmon Museum in the ancient capital scenic area, but this request was rejected by Guan Cubic. The reason for the rejection was simple, because the ancient capital scenic area was deep in the desert, and the surrounding protection measures were not good. Now there were armed elements from Sac City in the desert, so they were unwilling to take the risk. There was no way, and the cultural relics unearthed from the imperial city were all sealed in the wooden house town. The construction of the imperial city was steadily progressing under the auspices of President Luo and Professor Fang Hua. With the arrival of deep winter, there was no movement on the Dream Grassland. Forget it, let's wait until after the new year to talk about the Dream Grassland. If these people dare to make human bombs in my scenic area, don't blame me for razing Sac City to the ground. The Spring Festival has passed. Before the Spring Festival, the Sahara group held an annual meeting, at which each group reported their income for the year. After deducting the cost of the Ganmo Expressway, there was not much left. So Jiang Chen didn't get much money at the end of the year. Jiang Chen, who didn't get any money, was very upset. After all, spring is coming soon, and that is the golden period of construction. If there is no money, how much less things he will have to build. Therefore, a winter scenic spot must be built. Speaking of winter scenic spots, Jiang Chen was also a little confused. Although there was no snow in the Sahara in winter, it was still extremely cold. It was cold, and all the grass in the Sahara scenic area was withered and yellow, and there were no flowers blooming. Flowers from other places were dive transplanted, so there was no scenic spot to build at all. Just when Jiang Chen felt a little desperate, there was a sudden ding-dong sound, and the system, which had not sent a message to Jiang Chen for a long time, sent a message to Jiang Chen again. Jiang Chen, who was sitting in the car playing with his mobile phone board, quickly opened the desert farming system. System prompt: congratulations to the player for the total number of visitors to the scenic spot exceeding 5 million. The system will give the player a new seed. Please pay attention to check. Wow, I didn't expect the number of visitors to the scenic spot to exceed 5 million so quickly. Alas, if the Mogan Expressway hadn't been built this year, I would have at least hundreds of billions of savings now. However, if the Mogan Expressway was not built, then when spring comes, due to transportation reasons, the number of tourists in their scenic spot will be capped. Even if he builds the scenic spot well, it will be useless if the transportation can't keep up. The Mogan Expressway will be officially opened in May next year. May is a golden period for spring tourism. As long as the expressway is opened, the number of visitors to the scenic spot will increase by more than 5 or 6 times. It will be profitable, no matter how you calculate it. Jiang Chen said as he clicked on the seed given to him by the system. There was a small yellow flower lying in the seed pavilion. This kind of flower is very common. If Jiang Chen guessed correctly, it should be a plum blossom. Seed tip: desert plum blossom. It can bloom in the most harsh desert environment. Once the desert plum blossom blooms, the fragrance is 10 miles away. Its fragrance is the spirit of the whole winter. Chapter 508, 5,000 acres of plum blossoms. The system will give him whatever he needs. This system is really here to make money. However, Jiang Chen thought that, if plum blossoms can be truly grown, then his scenic spot will still be afraid of no one. Very good, then I will create a desert plum blossom sea. But I have to see the price first. I have less money this year. If this thing is as expensive as apricot trees, I'd better plant a few trees in the scenic spot for everyone to smell. So far, Jiang Chen's largest investment is the apricot sea scenic area. Jiang Chen has invested more than 100 billion yuan in this scenic area. Of course, Jiang Chen has also recovered his capital in the past 2 years. However, because of the winter storm, more than half of the apricot trees died, and Jiang Chen was almost heartbroken. Price reminder: desert plum blossoms are 200 yuan per tree. 200 per tree is not bad. If these plum blossom trees have more varieties, it will be even better. Jiang Chen was very excited. He could definitely afford to plant 200 per tree. It seems that it's time to do large-scale planting. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen opened his bank account and took a look. Now, he still has more than 4 billion in his bank account, which is enough for him to build the Plum Blossom Sea scenic area. But now Jiang Chen has a problem. That is, where should he build these Plum Blossom scenic areas? Jiang Chen sat in the car and took out the map of the entire scenic area and began to think. After thinking for a while, Jiang Chen decided to build the Plum Blossom Sea in the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. Speaking of making money, Jiang Chen's most profitable scenic spot is still the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. After all, this scenic area is his eldest son, so if he wants to build it, he still has to give priority to the Oasis scenic area. The south and west of the Bermuda Oasis scenic area are already full of plants. It seems that we can only build a plum garden scenic area on the flat land in the northeast, Jiang Chen said, and drove towards the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. After arriving at the Bermuda Oasis scenic area, Jiang Chen did not rush to plant the land. Although there are not many attractions in the Bermuda scenic area today, there are still many people staying here. So after Jiang Chen surveyed the terrain, he decided to wait until after the night curfew to start building the Desert Plum Blossom scenic area. The evening passed quickly. When the grass seed collection trucks pulled away the Bermuda grass seeds from the lavender manna greenland, the whole scenic area fell into a quietness. Jiang Chen sat on the roof of the car, took out a cigar, lit it, and then watched the sunset slowly fall from the sky. The sunset in the distance hung on the branches of the desert giant column fairy. The red sunset was like a red fruit growing on the cactus. Jiang Chen smiled to himself. He couldn't remember how long it had been since he had felt the quietness of nature silently. This kind of quietness is something that the city cannot give. This kind of quietness is also a unique enjoyment for people to empty their hearts and return to nature. When the sun went down, Jiang Chen started his planting plan. He had calculated that there were nearly 5,000 acres of land left in the northwest corner of the Bermuda Oasis scenic area. These lands cannot only be used to plant desert plum blossoms. After all, the purpose of planting desert plum blossoms is to make money. Oh no, it can't be said so bluntly. The purpose of planting desert plum blossoms is to allow more people to appreciate the beauty of desert plum blossoms, so they not only need to see plum blossoms, but also need to live in such scenic spots to smell the fragrance of plum blossoms. Only by living in the plum garden can you truly experience the noble and upright plum blossom spirit of the ancients. So Jiang Chen plans to divide the 5,000 acres of land into two pieces. 3,000 acres for planting desert plum blossoms, and 2,000 acres for building houses. 3,000 acres of desert plum blossoms are enough for tourists to appreciate, so the remaining 2,000 acres will be used to build a plum blossom town. Jiang Chen walked leisurely under the moonlight with the planning map. His plan is to build a small desert plum blossom town here. So Jiang Chen first bought 2 cement roads in a cross shape and planted them in the entire oval desert plum blossom manner. The intersection of the 2 roads is the location of the town. After Jiang Chen vacated the location of the town, he began to build a plum blossom garden. The area of Mihua is a bit large, so let's plant a few more roads, Jiang Chen said as he planted 5 or 6 roads around Mihua town. These 5 or 6 roads divided Mihua Manor into more than a dozen scenic spots. The next task was very simple. Jiang Chen directly clicked a button to plant all the desert plum blossoms on the dozen or so open spaces. After the desert plum blossoms were planted, a golden light fell to the ground, and soon plum blossom trees as thick as thighs emerged from the ground. The plum blossom trees grew very distinctively. They were not as straight as poplar trees, nor as curved as peach trees. The posture of each plum blossom tree was different, but looking at the staggered plum blossom trees that seemed to be artificially carved did make people feel delicate. After the plum blossom trees grew out, Jiang Chen soon smelled a wisp of fragrance under the silver moonlight. The fragrance of plum blossoms is somewhat similar to that of osmanthus, but it is also different from osmanthus. The fragrance of plum blossoms has a light and elegant fragrance, which is very charming when it floats in the air. Wow, what a nice smell. After all the plum blossoms have grown, the scene of more than 3,000 acres of plum blossoms blooming is indeed delightful. Especially under the silver moonlight, looking at the pink, light yellow, and some other colored plum blossoms, Jiang Chen felt that they were simply winter elves. It's great. I thought these plum blossoms were all the same color. Smelling the elegant fragrance of plum blossoms, Jiang Chen walked in a world of plum blossoms that were more than 1 person tall. He saw the plum blossoms of different varieties and large flowers, and he was excited. The scenic spot is afraid of monotony, and now I can finally rest assured. After Jiang Chen planted the desert plum blossoms in the night, he began to build the desert plum blossom town. As a supporting facility of the plum blossom scenic area, the construction of the desert plum blossom town is equally important. Regarding the construction of the plum blossom town, Jiang Chen decided to first build a shopping street about 10 miles long in the center of the town. In the future, this street will be a comprehensive avenue integrating shopping, cinemas, shopping malls and accommodation. In other words, this is the tourist shopping and financial center of the desert plum blossom scenic area. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly clicked on the House Seed Pavilion. He selected a set of commercial buildings in the House Seed Pavilion and planted them on both sides of the street. This will be the first time that HUI-style buildings are used as commercial streets. Then Jiang Chen also built a similar shopping street on another cross route of the commercial street. After planting 2 shopping streets, Jiang Chen planted all the other vacant places in the town with homestays. These homestays can be sold to everyone to live in, and they can also be rented out to the housing management group as homestays. Of course, these HUI-style buildings can also be promoted as scenic spots. After all, HUI-style architecture itself is a kind of art. Chapter 509, Special HUI-style architecture. After planting nearly 20,000 small HUI-style villas in the town, it was almost dawn. After dawn, people would come out to move around, so Jiang Chen sped up the planting. The town has been built, and now we have to build a parking lot and a bus station. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly built a bus station at the western intersection of Mihua town. Today, the Bermuda Desert Oasis scenic area has achieved full bus coverage, so after Mihua town is built, the bus to Mihua town will soon be deployed. There was originally a vacant lot in the south of the town. After Jiang Chen did some greening in it, he paved the ground with desert cement, and then a simple bus station was built. As for the route design and other issues, just leave it to the bus company. After the bus station is built, the next step is to build a parking lot. Jiang Chen plans to build the parking lot on the east side of the town. Build a super large parking lot where the town meets the outer ring road. In the future, tourists who come to travel can park their buses in this parking lot and then buy tickets here to directly enter the desert plum blossom town for sightseeing, shopping and accommodation. When Jiang Chen finished building the parking lot, it was already dawn. Jiang Chen called Guanku and asked Guanku to take over the desert plum blossom town scenic area. While waiting for Guanku to come, Jiang Chen began to calculate the expenses this time. This time, he spent nearly 40 million just to plant desert plum blossoms. In addition, planting houses, building green spaces, and planting parking lots cost him nearly 300 million in total. When Guanku comes later, after handing over the scenic area, he can collect at least 500 to 1 billion from Guanku. Hey, it's true that the cost of building a scenic area in the desert is high. Although 300 million is not much for Jiang Chen, it is indeed a lot for a scenic area. 300 million is 300 million. As long as we can attract tourists and keep the winter busy, the income this winter will definitely pay for itself. In the morning, Guanku and Chen Jianzhao and others heard that Jiang Chen had created another scenic spot in the Bermuda scenic spot. They hurriedly turned down all meetings and came to take over the scenic spot. Before they arrived at the scenic spot, they saw a sea of plum blossoms blooming in the cold wind from afar. Although separated by the window glass, the fragrance of the plum blossoms still penetrated their noses. Almost everyone was refreshed after smelling the fragrance, and then they slowly closed their eyes and smelled the elegant fragrance in the air. It smells so good. When Guanku and Chen Jianzhao opened the car door, they praised in unison. Wow, the plum blossoms here are really amazing. I was worried about the sharp decrease in our tourists in winter every day. Now with this patch of plum blossoms, it's hard for our scenic spot not to be popular. After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, Jiang Chen, who looked tired, had appeared in front of them. Brother Jiang, the plum blossom scenic spot you built is so beautiful. It fills the gap of no scenic spots in winter. You have saved our Sahara scenic area construction management group again. After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded at him. He didn't want to say more about the scenic spot. He didn't want to listen to anyone's flattery. Now he only had one idea, that is, to quickly promote the scenic spot, attract tourists, and then after making money, he would ask for a share to continue to build his city. Chen Jianzhao, I will take you on a tour first. You will write down the key points I said later, and then tell all the companies under the Sahara group to work together and strive to officially launch the scenic spot in 2 days. Okay. Guanku and Chen Jianzhao got into Jiang Chen's car. Now Guanku has handed over all the construction and management tasks of the entire Sahara group to Chen Jianzhao. Guanku has nothing to do now. His task is to assist Chen Jianzhao in managing the Sahara group. Guanku can take office after the city is flattened. At noon today, you should notify the bus company to send a bus from Oasis town to this side. I'll call them right now and ask them to prepare the bus now. At noon, they will try to run this route. Today, the center of the entire Bermuda Desert Oasis scenic area is Oasis Town, which is also the financial, political, and economic management center of the Bermuda scenic area. All tourists must gather here and then take the bus to the various scenic spots in the scenic area. After Chen Jianzhao finished the call, Jiang Chen had already brought them to the town. This is Mihua Town. The cross street in the middle is a total of 20 miles long. The cross street is full of 3 or 4-story buildings. You can look at the plan. In the future, you can sell clothes, souvenirs, jewelry, and all kinds of things here. But you must remember that the decoration style should not be the same as other scenic spots, but should have its own characteristics. Okay, Jiang Chen, don't worry, I have already written it down. At this moment, Chen Jianzhao held a notebook like a primary school student and wrote down what Jiang Chen said one by one. The homogeneity of scenic spots is too serious now. Whether it is an ancient city or a new scenic spot, almost all places have the same decoration and the same goods. So Jiang Chen's idea is to make every commercial street in his scenic area unique. By the way, you said last time that you wanted to introduce some domestic brands and international jewelry brands. How is the introduction going now? A lot has been agreed. By the way, it's just right that we can introduce those new brands at other scenic spots, don't have to Mihua Town. Okay. As the few people were talking, Jiang Chen had already driven the car to the homestay area. The homestay area here is all unified 2-story or 3-story HUI style villas. The HUI style villas with white walls and tiles reveal a kind of beauty of the Jiangnan water town. Jiang Chen's design is to make each building perfectly integrated with nature, so that each building can also become a kind of scenery. There are nearly 20,000 villas here. More than 10,000 of them will be converted into homestay hotels or cinemas and handed over to the housing management group. In addition, several thousand will be left as commercial housing for sale. Remember that they can only be sold to people in our group, and they can only be sold to people who have signed long-term contracts with our group. Those with contracts less than 10 years will not be sold. Today, Jiang Chen will leave a lot of houses for sale in the towns of each scenic spot. His sales method was very simple, that is, only selling to internal employees, and only selling to long-term internal employees. Well, it just so happens that our company has signed a lot of high-end talents. Their houses were originally planned to be placed in the special zone, but many people are asking about it and want to buy houses in the scenic area. The houses here can be sold to them at a discount later. It's called a discount, but in fact it is a special housing allocation mechanism for employees. Everyone who signed a contract with the Sahara group should have a considerable resettlement allowance. The first batch of people who signed the contract would get free housing, but because of the establishment of the special zone, and most of the houses in Mojiang New District that Jiang Chen bought were sold to the Mojiang government, so they had to cancel this policy. Chapter 510 Free House. Although the policy of giving houses to new employees of Sahara Group has been cancelled, everyone who signs a contract with Sahara Group will receive a resettlement fee ranging from 200,000 to 1 million. If they buy villas or other houses in the scenic area, they will also get employee prices. For example, these Anhu style villas in front of us, if these villas are sold to outsiders, one set will definitely not be less than 7 or 8 million, but if they are internal employees, one set will be at most 2 or 3 million. However, Sahara employee prices can only be purchased once. This is also to prevent people from hoarding houses and selling them at a difference. By the way, give each of the senior executives of Sahara Group a house for free. All the senior executives' homes will be uniformly settled in one area. Remember to use Sahara core security guards. After the establishment of the Sahara Disciplinary Supervision Committee, everyone was in a panic. Jiang Chen decided to give each of the senior executives a villa to reassure them. Jiang Chen also wanted to tell them that, although the entire scenic area has now achieved the rule of law, as their boss, Jiang Chen's concern for them is still everywhere. I thank Brother Jiang on their behalf. I believe they will be very happy after hearing this news. Chen Jianzhao was very happy after he finished speaking. You know, this is a house in Plum Blossom Town. There is no doubt that Plum Blossom Town is the most beautiful place in Sahara Group in the whole winter. When they saw the plum blossoms for the first time, Chen Jianzhao and Guanku wanted to live here, but they were afraid that occupying the resources here would make the people of the Discipline Supervision Committee deliberately find an excuse to punish them. So they could only sigh in despair, but Jiang Chen now gave them a house for free. Even if the people of the Discipline Supervision Committee knew about it, they couldn't do anything to them. The parking lot is on the easternmost side. In the future, just set up a ticket gate on the east side, so that the bus can come in directly from the east. While Jiang Chen was talking, Chen Jianzhao had already edited a text message on his mobile phone and sent it to all the executive groups. Brother Jiang is giving everyone benefits, Super Plum Blossom Town, HUI style villas, and each vice president level leader will get one. Employees with 10-year long-term contracts can also buy it. The purchase is based on the original salary, and only 5,000 sets are available. After Chen Jianzhao sent it, his group was soon blown up. Mr. Yang from Sahara Communication, President Chen is awesome. I'm just about to move to the scenic area and I'm worried about not having a house. Leo Luo from Ancient Capital Scenic Area. Wow, I was just transferred from Bermuda Scenic Area. You have allocated houses in Bermuda Scenic Area. Needless to say, I'm definitely the farthest away from home. Liang we go from In the Mood for Love. Leo Luo, what do you consider far? I'm still in Beijing now. That is far for me. Rendong Sheng from Xinmui Travel Agency, I'm in Shanghai. I'm the farthest away, right? Okay, everyone will live in the scenic area in winter. When the time comes, President Chen will take care of the wine and food. You have just taken office, so why don't you treat everyone to a few meals? Be careful that we will trip you up in the future. Leo Lao from Grassland Scenic Area. Why did President Guan quit? You are still so young. Why are you the mayor? There is a large desert over there. Leo Lao is driving an excavator to push it for you. By the time he finishes pushing it for you, you will be 50 years old. A group of people started to have fun in the work group. The relationship between them was not damaged by the arrival of the Discipline Supervision Committee. After all, as long as they did not do anything illegal, they would not be afraid, even if the executive deputy director of the Discipline Committee came, notifies Inmui Travel Agency, and ask them to arrange the tour schedule for Plum Blossom World as soon as possible. By the way, go to other scenic spots to transfer a group of tour guides. Also, notify Xia Heidong and ask him to shoot a documentary about the Plum Blossom Sea scenic area. Finish it today and upload it to the internet tomorrow. Nowadays, it is really a very difficult thing to promote a new scenic area. And you have to know that Jiang Chen is facing another difficulty now. Their scenic area is now winter, but many places in China are already spring. This means that Jiang Chen has to use the winter scenic area to compete with the spring scenic area in China. The pressure is imaginable. Okay, I'll give the order right away. Jiang Chen looked at the town. There are really a lot of things that need to be done in the town. Now Jiang Chen has only planted all the houses. The decoration inside is fine. In addition, the road has not been marked yet, and the bus station has not been completed. There are all kinds of things waiting for Chen Jianzhao to do. So after Jiang Chen took Chen Yuanzhao on a simple tour, he looked at Chen Jianzhao and said, now you can go and take care of the Mihua town. I hope the first batch of tourists will come to visit Mihua town the day after tomorrow. By the end of winter, I hope the streets of Mihua town will be full of tourists. Don't worry, Jiang Chen, this is the first project I'm responsible for. I will definitely gather the strength of the entire group to develop it. After sending Wang Ku and Chen Jianzhao away, Jiang Chen still felt uneasy, so he planned to start another live broadcast to promote it in all aspects. Speaking of live broadcasts, Jiang Chen suddenly remembered that when he was filming the documentary of Dream Grassland, he had promised Wang Pangzi that he would do 10 advertisements for him, so this live broadcast would also promote Wang Pangzi's factory and other things. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen called Xia Heidong, and on the phone Jiang Chen arranged Xia Heidong to prepare for him tomorrow's live broadcast. After saying hello, Jiang Chen lay down in the car and fell asleep with his clothes on. Now Jiang Chen is busy all night and has been very sleepy. Before going to sleep, Jiang Chen Huan was thinking that there was really no one in the world who was richer and worked harder than him. He slept until the evening. When Jiang Chen woke up, the construction teams were busy everywhere on the street. Chen Jianzhao also showed Jiang Chen the speed of Sahara. At this moment, the lines on the street had been drawn. Almost every store was under renovation. Not only that, but buses were also coming from a distance. The first batch of tourists in Mihua town arrived quietly. Wow, it smells so good. Don't you see that? Although it is so cold now, these plum blossoms are blooming more and more vigorously. Look at the red plum blossoms over there. They are more beautiful. I'm standing under the plum blossoms. Can you take a photo for me? Jiang Chen smiled as he looked at the groups of tourists wearing down jackets walking on the Plum Blossom Avenue. This Chen Jianzhao is not bad. These tourists must be here to travel in the wooden house town. Jiang Chen stretched his body and drove away from Mihua town. That night Jiang King was going to have a good drink with Fatty Wang. After all, since he was going to advertise for Fatty Wang, if he didn't give this good brother a good meal, it would be unworthy of the friendship they had when they were hungry together as children. After Jiang Chen drove out of Mihua town, he came to the outer ring road and then drove along the outer ring road towards the grassland scenic area. Chapter 511. Time will not spare anyone. Jiang Chen allocated 3 villas to Fatty Wang in the wooden house town, but Fatty Wang never lived in them. Recently, Jiang Chen heard that Fatty Wang had sold 2 of the villas. Jiang Chen didn't know where the money went, but Jiang Chen believed that Fatty Wang would not be cheated. Wanjia village in the grassland. Now Wanjia village has been completed, and this is Jiang Chen's first time here. When he just walked to the entrance of the village, Jiang Chen suddenly became dazed. The Wanjiang village under the setting sun suddenly pulled him back to his childhood memories. Jiang Chen walked on the yellow soil. He felt the softness of the yellow soil. Jiang Chen squatted down. He stretched out his hand to touch the yellow soil under his feet. This yellow soil is really yellow soil. Are these all the soil from Wanjiang village? There is no loess in Jiang Chen's desert, only sand. But these are clearly loess, not his sand. Jiang Chen scooped up a handful of soil and scattered it in the twilight. Going further, there is a tall elm tree at the entrance of the village street. This elm tree has a history of at least 30 years. This elm tree is so familiar. Jiang Chen recalled the scene when he and Fatty Wang picked elm seeds under the elm tree to eat when he was a child. Haha, we were really poor back then. An elm tree reminded Jiang Chen of many people in his childhood. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh that this village was exactly the same as he remembered. Even every thatched house and every sheepfold in the village looked the same as he remembered. Jiang Chen walked quickly through the path at the entrance of the village and walked into the village. Eria in the village was eating dinner. She looked at Jiang Chen who was walking by the door and waved at him and shouted, "Brother Jiang, what are you going to do?" In the distance, smoke came out of an earthen house, and Jiang Chen smelled the aroma of cooking that he hadn't smelled for a long time. This is a unique dish of the Wan family, called eggplant roast chicken. When Jiang Chen mentioned this dish, when he was a child, he couldn't help drooling. At that time, he knew that the eggplant roast chicken was the best in the world. Jiang Chen had eaten it before, and that was during the Chinese New Year. And the chicken he ate was not a whole chicken, but a chicken rack. Chicken racks were very cheap, but they were the only delicacy Jiang Chen could think of when he was a child. When Jiang Chen ran quickly to the small mud house by the Wanjiang river, he looked at the gurgling river in the distance and the acacia trees planted by the river. Jiang Chen suddenly became jealous. The small house was exactly the same as he remembered. He and his grandmother lived here every day more than 10 years ago. Grandma hunched over and tied up the bunches of wheat ears picked from the field and then used a stick to beat them into wheat grains little by little. At that time, he squatted beside his grandmother and listened to her stories. He told his grandmother that when he grew up, he would make a lot of money to honor her, and then when their family ate meat, they would no longer have to eat chicken racks. But now that he finally had money, the person who told him stories in the small mud yard had long disappeared. Until now, Jiang Chen felt that he was strong enough, but when he saw the mud house, Jiang Chen suddenly realized that the most vulnerable thing in his life was every inch of the land. Brother Jiang. Fatty Wang came to Jiang Chen at some point. After a long time, he squatted down and patted Jiang Chen's shoulder. Brother Chen, the past is over, isn't it? Look how well we live now. We have endless money. We have. Fatty Wang's eyes became red as he spoke. He was obsessed with Jiang village because there was something in Jiang village that he couldn't give up. It would be great if they were still alive. When my parents were still alive, when I was a child, I could eat whatever I wanted, and I didn't want to be beaten, and no one's children could bully me. Fatty Wang was the same as Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen still had his grandmother to accompany him when he grew up, but Fatty Wang was different. Fatty Wang is an outsider. After his parents moved here, they quarreled for some reason. Later, he found out that his mother had an affair with a rich man in the village. Later, his father took a knife and hacked all the family members to death. Finally, he jumped into a well and committed suicide. Fatty Wang's Wanjiang village is exactly the same as his hometown Wanjiang village, except that Fatty Wang did not build the old well because he really couldn't get over the hurdle in his heart. Zhao Jiang, we have moved here too. You still have us. Your uncle treated you badly before, and now your aunt and I want to make it up to you. Your aunt made eggplant chicken at home. When you were a child, you hid at the door every day to watch secretly. Try it today. Jiang Chen heard a familiar voice behind him. He hated this voice all his life, but after so many years outside, he found that he could not hate it anymore. However, Jiang Chen could not accept them all of a sudden. Brother, come with us. Let's go home. If grandma were still alive, she would definitely want us to be reunited. Behind Jiang Chen stood a little girl. She was only 16 years old this year. Jiang Chen still remembered the scene when she ran behind him with a big snotty nose when she was a child. Let's go, Brother Chen. Let's go to eat. Today, the village chief and others heard that you were coming, and they all went to your second uncle's house. Your aunt is here too. Fatty Wang rubbed his eyes and pulled Jiang Chen up. After not seeing each other for many years, Jiang Chen saw his second uncle standing behind him. The honest and henpecked man had actually aged. After all, people can't resist the ruthlessness of time. Xiao Chen, let's go home for dinner, Jiang Dahe said as he walked to Jiang Chen, patted his shoulder, and walked towards his home with his arms around him. When they arrived at Jiang Dahe's yard, most of the men in the village had gathered at the door of Jiang Dahe. Wanjiang village was not very big, with only 40 or 50 households in the village, so when they heard that Jiang Chen was coming, everyone came to greet him. Xiao Jiang, do you still remember your second uncle? Xiao Jiang is getting more and more handsome, just like his father when he was young. Okay, don't block the door, come into the yard to eat. Jiang Chen's aunt, wearing an apron, waved to everyone, and a group of people squeezed into the yard with smiles on their faces. Jiang Chen looked up at his aunt, whose face had changed unknowingly over the years. In Jiang Chen's memory, she always had a stern face and looked bitter and resentful, but he didn't expect that she would become more and more kind as she got older. Xiao Chen, everything aunt did before was wrong. Please forgive us. We are all family. Jiang Chen also let it go. Now he has everything he needs, but what he lacks in his heart is the family affection. Jiang Chen even wondered if one day he came back from the desert when he was going to marry Li Yiran and Anna, would his relatives be there? Now, he finally didn't have to worry about this problem anymore. In the yard, Fatty Wang took out the Wanjiang wine brewed 2 years ago, and a group of Wanjiang villagers gathered around several large tables to eat and drink. This scene suddenly reminded Jiang Chen of his childhood. When he was a child, whenever there was a wedding or funeral in the village, the whole village would gather together to help. At that time, he would never miss this lively scene. Once, he and Fatty Wang ran to watch Uncle Li get married at the west end of the village. The two of them squatted in the yard and watched the kitchen people kill fish, and then waited for people to throw the fish bubbles over, and the two of them rushed to step on them with their feet. For this reason, his mother looked for him for a long time, but couldn't find him. When she found him next to the fish, his mother beat him up on the spot. It was also from that time that Jiang Chen knew that he must tell his mother where he was going when he went out, but later his mother did not tell them where they were going when she went out. Chapter 512, The Billionaire's Special Hobby. Xiao Jiang, let's go together. Thank you so much for not forgetting your fellow villagers, even after you became rich. The village chief stood up, raised his glass, and gestured to everyone. After the village chief finished speaking, everyone raised their glasses as well. Thank you all for coming to the desert to accompany me. This will be your home from now on. If you have any difficulties, just come to Fatty Wang. Fatty Wang will help you solve all the problems. Yes, if you have any difficulties in the future, just come to me, folks. As long as I, Fatty Wang, can do it, I will definitely help you solve it. Fatty Wang stood up and patted his chest. After saying that, the village chief Kan Yao drank a glass and said to everyone, don't bother Xiao Wang with trivial matters. We have all come to the grassland, and we have to fight for the people of Wanjiang in the future. We are self-reliant. When our villagers go out in the future, whoever dares to use the flag of Wanjiang village to bully others, don't blame me, the old village chief, for driving him out. Don't worry, village chief. We have been poor in the village for so many years. Now we have good transportation here, and there are places to work. There is a primary school next to the village, and the school is full of graduates from key universities. With these conditions, where else can we go? That's right. Now I'm herding sheep for others on the grassland. I never say that I'm from Wanjiang village. We don't want that privilege. We don't embarrass Xiao Chen. This is the best. In the future, we must not forget our roots. Today, Xiao Chen taught all of us a hard lesson. After the village chief finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at Fatty Wang and asked, have you all found your jobs? All of them have been solved. All the men work in my food factory or farm, and I have also introduced the women to work in our food factory. In the future, I will let those children study hard. I have set up a primary school and a middle school next to our village, and I have hired the best teachers. Although I hate managing monkeys, I also want everyone to be a useful person to the scenic spot like Guan Monkey did. Now that he has been working in Wanjiang food for so long, Fatty Wang has also witnessed the power of knowledge. Talent is the most core value and competitive thing in the world. That's good. Let everyone's children go to school. If they study well, I will send them abroad to study. When they graduate and come back, I will arrange for them to work in Sahara group. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, all the villagers applauded. They thought of their hometowns, and indeed their current lives were really different from before. At night, Jiang Chen drank and chatted with every Wanjiang person. When everyone left, Jiang Chen realized that his heart was really much more at ease. The village was unusually quiet at night. Jiang Chen and Fatty Wang walked in the woods behind the village. The moonlight was very bright. Brother Jiang, did you notice? All the trees and everything here are the same as in our hometown. I discovered it a long time ago. Fatty Wang, you didn't dig up all the trees in your hometown, did you? You guessed it right. I not only dug up all the trees in my hometown, I also brought all the soil from my hometown here and patted it in the village. Fatty Wang smiled and finished speaking, lighting a cigarette. He took a deep puff, and the cigarette butt lit up little by little in the night. Looking at Fatty Wang, Jiang Chen suddenly understood why he sold the 2 villas in the priceless wooden town. Specifically, the Wanjiang village project does not belong to the group. The group only gave Fatty Wang a piece of land here. Fatty Wang wants to restore the trees, the people, and everything here in his hometown. All the money spent here is paid by Fatty Wang himself. If Fatty Wang does not sell his 2 villas, how can he let all the people in Wanjiang village move here to live? Fatty Wang, have you reached an agreement with Zioa? No, we are not from the same world, so forget it. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, his expression became much darker. The last time he went back to Wanjiang village, Fatty Wang took Zioa with him. But when Zioa knew that Fatty Wang was going to sell the villas in the wooden town to relocate the villagers of Wanjiang village, she was the first to jump out and object. She thought Fatty Wang was simply crazy, and she would never live with such a person. So in the end, Fatty Wang gave her some money, and she took the money and left the grassland. Do you regret it? Fatty Wang didn't say anything for a long time. Jiang Chen also lit a cigarette, and the 2 of them hid in the woods and smoked. When Jiang Chen was in junior high school, Fatty Wang stole a pack of cigarettes from somewhere, and the 2 of them also hid in the woods and secretly smoked like adults. There's nothing to regret. I guess she's married now. The money I gave her is enough for her to buy a house in Beijing. Yes, we have money now. Are we still afraid of not finding a partner? I'll introduce you to a few later. Goodbye. Everyone in the scenic area is a cultured person. They are at a different level from us, and we can't live together. Feelings are something that can't be forced. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. After all, your own happiness is ultimately in your own hands. I'm going to start a live broadcast tomorrow. Have your milk powder factory and milk factory been built? The 2 smoked a cigarette, then looked for some firewood everywhere, and then lit the firewood and warmed themselves in the cold winter. It's built. It's been in production for more than 2 months. There's a lot of milk powder in the warehouse now. I've discovered that no one believes you about milk powder. It's really hard to sell. After Wang Pangzi finished speaking, he stretched out his hands and felt warm by the campfire. What about the others? The others are easy to sell. I don't have to sell my beef, mutton, etc. People drive their cars and line up to buy them at my door. And my milk and the like. As soon as I produce it here, my group has already snatched it up. I'm still studying whether to open a few more dairy factories. The milk sector is indeed not too worrying. After all, they are close to the grassland, and the future market of Yima Special Zone is basically reserved for Wang Pang's milk factory. It's not bad to open a few more. Look at how more and more people there are in our group. Not only that, you can also sell your milk to tourists in scenic spots, so even if you open more than a dozen milk factories, the supply will not be enough to meet the demand. I know that. I'm just worried about the milk powder. My vice president told me that if I want to really make money, I still have to make milk powder. Now I can't sell the milk powder. It's really a headache. A gust of wind blew, and the fire on the wood instantly rushed towards the two people. Jiang Chen and Fatty Wang subconsciously took 2 steps back. After they stood still, they couldn't help laughing. Leave the milk powder to me. I'll give you a perfect answer tomorrow. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 513. Reliable information from undercover. On the morning of the second day, Jiang Chen was ready to start live broadcasting soon after daybreak. It was a weekend, so many people were free during the day. Jiang Chen's first stop for live broadcasting was of course not at Wang Pang's milk powder processing factory. Even if it was an advertisement, Jiang Chen did not want to make his advertisement too hard. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. Today I want to introduce you to a new scenic spot, a scenic spot that you have never seen before. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his fans gathered quickly. It was only a few minutes, and Jiang Chen's live broadcast room had already been flooded with nearly millions of fans. Dream, wow, it's finally started. The last time I saw the anchor live was before winter. Owl, yes. By the way, it seems that the anchor also wanted to introduce a new scenic spot to everyone that time. But you asked him to check the Dream Grassland incident again, and everything was delayed. Forensic Laokin, by the way, has the Dream Grassland issue been resolved? A group of people asked about the Dream Grassland incident. Jiang Chen felt that he needed to introduce the harmful aspects of the Dream Grassland to everyone again, to prevent more fans from being deceived. The Dream Grassland issue has been mostly resolved. I think everyone who follows Sahara news has seen the documentary I shot. Of course, those who haven't seen the documentary, you can also go to the Sahara video website to watch it when you are free. By the way, Sahara TV has also made a special interview program about Dream Grassland. I don't know if you have paid attention to it. Catfishing. I have seen the video a long time ago. I have said that this harmful scenic spot has nothing to do with Jiang Chen, and it is indeed the case. Black Cat Sheriff. When I went to travel, I also saw the documentary shown in the scenic spot. Those Al-Qaeda organizations colluded with our Chinese traitors to engage in human trafficking and gambling together. It was really infuriating to watch. I don't understand why so many people went to watch it, even though they knew it was a scam. Pineapple Jun, didn't it say it in the video? There is a happy valley in that place. It is full of scams for shopping girls. After entering, they are forced to do that kind of thing inside. Okay, this is all I can say about the Dream Grassland for now. We have done our best to promote it. At the same time, our special zone has also blocked all roads to the Dream Grassland. I hope everyone can look at this matter rationally. Time passed by in a hurry. Jiang Chen, let me remind you. To be honest, I have just been to that place recently. Don't get me wrong, I'm a reporter. I don't go there to do that kind of thing. Fatty Yang, you are a reporter, so why did you go to the Dream Grassland? Time passed by in a hurry. Don't ask me about the details. I just came back the day before yesterday. I was undercover there for 3 days. I have to say that through Jiang Che's promotion, there are indeed fewer people going to the Dream Grassland. But there are still some, but they don't take the road from the IMO special zone now. They go in from the south instead. Jiang Chen saw the message from Time passed by in a hurry, and he was puzzled for a while. Sure enough, these things can't be banned completely. As long as people have desires, they will be attracted to the Dream Grassland. You went undercover in Dream Grassland. Did you find anything? If there were more reporters like this, would the entire internet community still be worried about not seeing good and real news? Jiang Chen, the editor who magnified the paintings hundreds of times all day, had a headache. Why don't you magnify your mother's cunt hundreds of times? Fuck. Time passed by. I found out. Through undercover investigation, I found that they were trading seeds with the local tyrants in Beatty. The local tyrants in Beatty came to buy their grass seeds. It seemed that they had some kind of agreement before, but for some reason, after winter came, all the grass in Dream Grassland died. The grass died, and it didn't produce seeds. So now, there is a conflict between the militants in Dream Grassland and the local tyrants in Beatty. Fengchu, what conflict do they have? What's going on? How can the grass in Dream Grassland not produce seeds? Time passed by. The local tyrants in Beatty thought that the Al-Qaeda secretly collected the grass seeds and embezzled them. I guess this group of Al-Qaeda people also want to sell these seeds to the United States at a higher price. As you know, there are deserts in the United States now, and the degree of desertification is getting worse and worse. Then did you find out whether the grass in the Dream Grassland has produced seeds? Jiang Chen also asked curiously. After all, this is a big deal about his scenic spot. If their grass does not produce seeds and dies, and cannot grow again next year, then this will be the best news for him. Time passed by. I went undercover for another 2 days, and I found that their internal employees also said that these grasses did not produce seeds at all. And one thing is certain, that the grass in their Dream Grassland has died. Good news. This is definitely a great thing. Jiang Chen's grass can produce seeds, and even if this kind of seeds is sold to other deserts, it still cannot produce seeds. So that means that these grass seeds are sold to other places are just disposable seeds. Okay, thank you. I will ask the backstage to send you a small gift later, which is also a little thought from our Sahara group. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, time passed by. Hurriedly launched a barrage. Thank you, host. By the way, I want to remind you that I secretly listened to their conversation in the toilet. They are going to steal seeds from your scenic spot after the spring. You must pay attention. After saying that, Jiang Chen became a little angry. These bastards stole his seeds once, and they want to do it again. He injured it last time, but this time Jiang Chen will never let them succeed. Besides, once the Dream Grassland is gone, Jiang Chen doesn't believe that anyone will go to the Dream Grassland to gamble and buy things in the heat and cold of the desert. Okay, thank you for your kind reminder. Now I will continue to live broadcast our new scenic spot. Everyone knows that it is very difficult to grow things in the desert. Even this small and inconspicuous grass is extremely complicated and troublesome to grow, let alone those trees. Today I will share with you our latest research and development of the desert plum tree. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, when he heard that Jiang Chen had developed another black technology, his barrage was immediately filled with comments. The king comes to patrol the mountain. Desert plum tree. Host, do you mean that you can plant plum trees on your grassland? Big fish and begonia. Yes, it is already spring here. If our guess is correct, it should still be winter there. Chapter 514. Wild. Jiang Chen's fans are already very familiar with the change of seasons. They are right. It is the beginning of winter, and also the spring in China. Yes, it is still winter here. Okay, let's enjoy our winter's main attraction, the Desert Plum Blossom Ocean Scenic Area. Jiang Chen said little. He directly pointed the camera at a plum tree behind him. The plum tree is not very tall, and the bare branches are full of clusters of yellow plum blossoms. The plum blossoms are really beautiful in the cold wind. Autumn leaves. Wow, it is indeed a desert plum blossom. You see, its plum blossoms seem to be much thicker than our inland plum blossoms, and the flowers blooming on such a thick trunk seem to be much larger and brighter than our flowers. Brojan, yes, we don't seem to have seen this variety of plum blossoms. When a group of people were discussing plum blossoms, Jiang Chen had already pointed his camera at a sea of pink plum blossoms. A group of fans just looked at the pink plum blossoms forming a sea of flowers, which suddenly made them feel like they were living in a game world. My sea of plum blossoms covers an area of 5,000 acres. There are many colors of plum blossoms, including golden yellow, light yellow, red, and pink. Another thing is that the fragrance of plum blossoms is really fragrant to the point that you can't describe it in words. So I hope that friends who have the conditions can come and experience it. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and in order to let everyone experience the magnificence of the sea of plum blossoms, Jiang Chen also drove everyone through the sea of plum blossoms. Plum blossoms are not a big deal if they are one or two, but if there are many flowers, the endless sea of flowers will be very spectacular. At this moment, the sea of plum blossoms is a sea of plum blossoms that stretches as far as the eye can see, which is not something that can be appreciated in ordinary places. Facing the golden sunlight that just rose in the morning, Jiang Chen led everyone from a yellow sea to a red sea. Then it entered a golden ocean, and finally stopped in a pink world. Okay, this is my plum blossom ocean. After watching the plum blossoms, I will take you to the plum blossom town to have a look. When Jiang Chen finished broadcasting the plum blossom sea, more than 2 hours had passed. Jiang Chen looked at his live broadcast room. At this moment, his live broadcast room has more than 50 million fans. Interlocking, it's really spectacular. By the way, you can definitely apply for a Guinness record for so many plum blossoms. Dabao and Arpang, what's the point of applying for a Guinness record? Don't you see how many Guinness records your scenic spot has? They are all overflowing. Grandpa Song, it's really beautiful. So many plum blossoms suddenly reminded me of the Plum Blossom Mountain in the backyard of my childhood home. In a blink of an eye, I'm old. Hehagway, host, when will this scenic spot be open to the public? I can feel the fragrance of plum blossoms across the screen. Art life, hahaha. Fortunately my cotton padded jacket has not been put away yet. It's time to wear it for another spontaneous trip. Lingering, I have to go and see it. Deho will have a concert at the Music World this weekend. I originally wanted to go to the concert, but now I see I can visit this scenic spot after the concert. Jiang Chen didn't see the barrage they posted. At this moment, Jiang Chen was driving towards the Plum Blossom town with peace of mind. When a group of houses with white walls and black tiles appeared behind the camera, a group of fans were surprised again. Fangkuia, HUI style architecture! Exclamation mark. Yes, the HUI style architecture in the plum blossoms is really artistic. Grid starry sky, wow, the HUI style ancient street, it looks so impressive. I'm from the north, and I have always liked this kind of architecture. However, many of these buildings in the south have become very commercial, and I feel that there is no point in going there. Leoniu, yes, everything has changed after being labeled with commercial information. I don't know if the host's scenic spot will be like this. Okay, now we are in Mihua town. Let me introduce Mihua town to you. There is a cross street in Mihua town. The shops on the cross street are being renovated. You can shop and watch movies here in the future. By the way, we have also signed some big domestic and foreign brands. You can also buy here in the future, and the tax will be very cheap. Owl, there are many such commercial streets. Anchor, can you show us some real HUI style buildings without commercial atmosphere? Sure, every place must have a place to shop, so that life is convenient. If you want a more authentic HUI style building complex, I will take you to see it now. Jiang Chen said as he drove directly into the HUI style villa area on one side of the street. The HUI style villas here are scattered in an orderly manner, and each villa is connected by green grass. There are streams in the green grass. It is winter now, but the stream is not frozen. From a distance, you can hear the gurgling sound of water. Everyone, come and see. This is the purest HUI style architecture. I define it as the perfect unity of modern and ancient times, and you can come and appreciate it when you come. By the way, you can also stay in such a homestay area. The price is easy to negotiate. Everything is very cheap now, and a room in such a villa for one night is only about 200 yuan. Little swan, green grass, streams, white walls and black tiles, and some girls from the south of the Yangtze River will be perfect. Big hair, not bad, not bad, a really good complex of buildings. Dark Angel, this accommodation is too cheap. Now in the popular scenic spots in China, a night's stay in a room in a villa costs 300 or 400. Panda, it's okay, if I guess correctly, the ticket is still 500, which doesn't cost much with accommodation and food. No, the ticket price has been adjusted. Because the scenic spot is in the Bermuda scenic spot, and now it is winter in Bermuda, other scenic spots have been closed, so only this scenic spot is open. Therefore, the ticket price for the Plum Blossom scenic spot is 100 yuan. Of course, now you can also visit the entire Bermuda grassland oasis scenic spot with this ticket. He came from afar. Wow, you can visit the entire Bermuda Oasis scenic spot for 100 yuan. Let's go, let's go, let's go without saying anything. Young man, with a ticket of 100 yuan, you can see the plum blossoms covering more than 3,000 acres of land. It is really cost effective. By the way, I just saw a notice saying that all the scenic spots under the Sahara Scenic Area Construction and Management Group are now discounted. I want to ask, now that winter is here, why not have a pass? Many people also have this idea. At present, there are only windmills left to see in the grassland scenic spot, and of course there is a big golden bull. The cactus forest scenic area is not much affected, and neither is the wooden house town scenic area. Well, there is also the Kin Palace in the wooden house town scenic area. These scenic areas are far less beautiful than in other seasons. Chapter 515, Pass. The young man suggested to get a pass in the live broadcast room, and soon other fans saw it, and expressed their opinions. Moz, I also suggest to get a pass. To be honest, our place is so far away from your place, it is not worth it for us to travel all the way, just to see a plum blossom. But if we can get a pass, we can also see other scenic spots, which is worth our trip. Big Fish and Begonia, they are right. This single scenic spot is certainly cost effective for people who are close, but it is not cost effective for people who are far away. I love music. I strongly recommend to get a pass. I dare say, host, as long as you dare to get a pass, the number of people who come to travel this winter will definitely not be less than that of other seasons. After some people finished speaking, Jiang Chen also thought seriously. It is indeed as they said, the ticket revenue of the scenic spot group is no longer the majority. Now the scenic spot also has very high income and other aspects such as accommodation and shopping. If we can offer a pass now, it will really attract those who originally don't have time to come, or those who don't have much money, but want to visit all the scenic spots. Okay, I will discuss this idea you proposed with the scenic spot construction management group. Xiao Gao, let's call and discuss it now. I'm already at the door of the travel agency. I'll start buying tickets after you discuss it. Material, that's right. Let's discuss it now. I'm on the way. My son insists on attending some winter music festival. If you can agree, I will buy a pass directly and then let my son go to the concert, and I will go to other scenic spots. Big brother is awesome. Yes, let's discuss it now. I'm going to ask for leave from my boss right away. If there is a pass, I will stay there for 2 more days. Anyway, I'm going there, and it's a pity to just listen to a concert. After a group of fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it, and decided to listen to the fans' suggestions. After all, these fans are deciding the future of his scenic spot. Okay, then I'll turn off the live broadcast first. I'll discuss it with them. Everyone wait for me for 10 minutes. Jiang Chen turned off the live broadcast first, and then called Chen Jianzhao. The call lasted less than 10 minutes, and finally a few people finally confirmed it. When Jiang Chen opened the live broadcast room again, the number of people watching his live broadcast online in his live broadcast room had reached nearly 90 million. This is just the number of people watching his live broadcast online. Jiang Chen believes that after he goes offline, those who plan to watch the recorded broadcast on the Sahara video website must be no less than tens of millions. Okay, thank you friends who are still waiting in the live broadcast room. I have good news for everyone. We have discussed it. From today, the Sahara Scenic Area Construction Group will start selling passes. The price of the pass is 600 yuan. All tourists who buy the pass will be able to visit all the scenic spots and attractions under the Sahara Scenic Area Construction Group with the pass. Thank you. Wow, it's great. I thought this ticket would cost 1 or 2,000 yuan, but I didn't expect it to be only 600 yuan. War Drum Thunder, it's really unexpected. Originally, 600 yuan could only see one scenic spot, but now you can see all the scenic spots in the entire Shay Scenic Area Group. It's really affordable. Little Black Cat, by the way, there is an open air cinema in the grassland scenic area. Can I watch an open air movie for free for 600 yuan? The grassland is too cold, but since everyone has asked, I will make the decision. All fans who come through my live broadcast can use the current screenshots to get a free movie ticket in the scenic area. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans became excited again, and they took screenshots one after another. You know, a movie ticket at the Sahara cinema costs 50 or 60. Even so, it is very difficult to watch a movie in the Sahara cinema because there are limited cinemas in the Sahara scenic area, but there are too many tourists to line up. Jiang Chen is willing to give them movie tickets, and he also has his own considerations. Now with the arrival of winter, the number of tourists in the scenic area has begun to drop sharply, especially the grassland scenic area and the Bermuda scenic area. These two scenic areas are the largest scenic areas in the entire group. There are a lot of supporting facilities and cinemas in these two scenic spots, but because there are no tourists, many cinemas have been idle. If these cinemas can be revitalized by giving away movie tickets, it would be a good way to make money. After all, when you go to the movies, don't you buy popcorn and milk tea in the winter? Amid the cheers of the crowd, Jiang Chen introduced the discount time to them again. After all, the cost of the scenic spot is too high, and he can't sell all-round tickets all year round. Thank you for your support. I would like to remind you that our all-round ticket time will end at the end of April. So those friends who want to travel to various scenic spots with all-round tickets should hurry up and sign up at the travel agency as soon as possible. We are the champions. Let's sign up. It's just right to take advantage of the holiday to visit the scenic spot. Although we don't have much money, we also want to experience the life of the rich. Jiang Nanyai, that's right. It's okay if I don't have money to go there normally, but this time I have to make up for the regrets in my life by offering discounts. Dabe, I have a premonition that this time the Sahara scenic spot will definitely usher in the peak period with the largest number of people since its establishment. Jiang Chen's tourist base has always been high-end, and now it has suddenly lowered its position, which will definitely attract low and middle class tourists. The whole country of China is mostly composed of low and middle class families. When they travel, the number of people is definitely incomparable to those high-end tourists. Okay, the tickets are discounted for everyone, and the scenic spots have been introduced to everyone. Now it's not dark yet. I will take everyone to visit the factories I just built. After all, Jiang Chen has received so many benefits from Fatty Wang. If he doesn't advertise for him at this moment, he will really feel bad. Little hamster, what factory will the anchor take us to visit? I want to ask if the things produced by the factory will be discounted after the factory tour. Potato frog, isn't this nonsense? They will definitely sell it to us at a discount. It's spring now, and there will be a lottery at the end of the broadcast. Do you think everyone will be given a bottle of Shakwan water in this weather? Next I will drive to Mojiang Free Trade Zone. It's a bit far from here to Zhejiang Free Trade Zone. If you have anything to do, you can go there first. It will take me about an hour to drive. Jiang Chen put his mobile phone in front of the car while it was live streaming. Anyway, his mobile phone purchased power from the system, so even if he turned it on 24 hours a day, it would not run out of power. Chapter 516. The president also carries sacks. The bleakness of winter was fully displayed in Jiang Chen's camera. Jiang Chen drove along Wanghu Road in the southern oasis scenic area, then turned to Highway 2 and drove all the way to the Bondon area from Highway 2. Walking on Highway 2, Jiang Chen suddenly felt a little dazed. He could not remember how long he had not been on Highway 2. The last time he came here seemed to be half a year ago. At that time, the cement plant was short of cement, so Jiang Chen directly bought more than 10 billion cement and gravel, and planted them directly from the parking lot at the border to the power plant. Until now, Jiang Chen can still see the piles of cement and gravel when he walks on Highway 2. Jiang Chen stopped the car not far from the border. Yes, this place is the renewable energy group that Jiang Chen has not been to for a long time. Although it is winter now, the renewable energy group is still working hard. I haven't been here for a long time. Let's go in and take a look, Jiang Chen said, took off his mobile phone, and walked towards the renewable energy group. In just 2 years, all the factories of the renewable energy group have been built. Not only that, walking on the main road of the town of the renewable energy group, Jiang Chen saw that almost everyone was busy. Brother Jiang, why are you here? President Wang is in a meeting. Do you want me to call him? Jiang Chen just arrived at the entrance of the scenic area, and the security guard hurriedly greeted him. Jiang Chen looked inside through the gate. The road in the town was well paved, and there were all kinds of reprocessed commercial vehicles on the road. No, I just passed by here and came to take a look. After Jiang Chen came in from the gate, he went directly to the warehouse at the gate. Today, the warehouses of the renewable energy group have been expanded by 7 or 8, and almost every warehouse is filled with various supplies. Brother Jiang, I'm the person in charge of the warehouse. You can call me Fatty Wang. Is there any guidance? Although the security guard did not notify President Wang, he saw Jiang Chen walking towards the warehouse, and he hurriedly called Manager Wang, the person in charge of the warehouse. Nothing to instruct me on. By the way, why are there so many things piled up in the warehouse? Can't they be sold? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Manager Wang hurriedly shook his head and said, No, our products are very popular. All kinds of things recycled by our renewable energy group are very popular. Our products are not only more practical than before, but also much cheaper. They are really good value for money. If that's the case, why are all the warehouses almost full? The things piled up in this warehouse would take at least 7 or 8 containers to load, not to mention that there are nearly a dozen warehouses here. Brother Jiang, these are all things that were just produced this week. Tomorrow is the weekend, and the train will come from Urumqi. At that time, all the things will be loaded onto the train, and then shipped to all parts of the country. Manager Wang explained to Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen finally understood after he finished explaining. It turned out that the train from Urumqi to here was already open. The train for transportation only came once a week. They would drive to the renewable energy group on weekends, and then pack all the items of the renewable energy group into boxes and ship them to all parts of the country. Sure, you can produce so many supplies in just 1 week. It seems that your renewable energy group has a lot of garbage. That's right, Brother Jiang. Now almost all the garbage in China is handled by us. The trains used to bring garbage to us 24 hours a day. Every day, the trains waiting to unload garbage line up dozens of miles away. Look, our group has just applied for the widening of the railway station. The railway station is still under construction and will be completed soon. Thinking that all the garbage in the country is pulled here, Jiang Chen nodded. It is indeed enough. Wait until the railway station is built. This garbage disposal center can handle at least tens of millions of tons of garbage every day, which should be able to meet your needs. No, now our group has made it clear that we only deal with garbage that has recycling value and cannot be handled by local landfills. Other garbage that can be buried or incinerated to generate electricity will be handled locally. Otherwise, they would be busy just dealing with those useless household garbage. How can they make money from these things in their warehouse? You know, the energy renewable group is now ranked among the top 5 of the entire Sahara group. If he doesn't deal with those valuables or items that other cities cannot recycle, how can they compete with groups like Sahara Communications and Power Group? After Jiang Chen took his fans to visit Jiang Chen's energy factory, he drove away from the renewable energy group and drove towards the bonded area. In the afternoon, Jiang Chen rushed to the bonded area. Today's bonded area is no longer the one that was overgrown with weeds. Today's bonded area is really worth every inch of land, and factories have been built on every piece of land. Jiang Chen drove on the road in the bonded area. The road was very wide, the street lights were very bright, and there were large trucks carrying goods everywhere next to the factory. Wang Pangzi's group is at the junction of the bonded area and the border. It covers an area of nearly tens of thousands of acres, and these are all the locations of Wang Pangzi's farm group. Brother Jiang, you are finally here. I have been waiting for you for a long time. I thought you would not come. Wang Pangzi was excited when he saw Jiang Chen. You know, Jiang Chen is really his god of wealth. Once Jiang Chen can help him sell all the milk powder piled up in the warehouse, then he can get rid of the worry. Okay, let me introduce you to everyone. This is my good partner, and also my good brother Wang Pangzi who accompanied me to the desert. Wang Pangzi, come over and say hello to everyone. Jiang Chen said and turned the camera to Wang Pangzi, who hurriedly stretched out his hand to say hello. Hello everyone, I'm Wang Panxi. I'm the president of Jiang Food Group, and I'm also the president of Sahara Farm Group. Damn, I just asked you to say hello to everyone. Why do you have so many titles? Okay, this is Wang Panxi. You must be familiar with him. Xiaoya, isn't this guy the fat guy in the video? He smiled. That's him. He also gave rice and other things to those victim families. He carried 3 bags by himself. Bifengchu. Oh my god, now that you mention it, I really remember it. I never thought that a group president would actually do such a job of carrying rice. A group of fans remembered the documentary shot by Jiang Chen. Yes, in the documentary, Fatty Wang did a lot of good things, which inadvertently gave him a lot of points. The group we are going to introduce today is his group. I wonder if anyone who has been to the scenic spot has ever drunk Jiang wine, or have you ever eaten a locust banquet? Chapter 517, Crisis of Trust. This group of fans really know very little about the group, run by Fatty Wang. But as soon as Jiang Chen mentioned Jiang liquor and locusts, his live broadcast room suddenly became lively. Baby panda, I have eaten it. I have eaten it. Whether it is fried locusts, cold locusts or grilled locusts, I like them very much. Beautiful Southwest. Jiang liquor is our family's favorite drink. Since the last time we went to the Sahara scenic area, our family has fallen in love with Jiang liquor. I have to say that this wine is really delicious and not expensive. It only costs 200 yuan, but can taste like a wine worth more than 1000 yuan. It is also brewed with pure grains and is trustworthy. Little greedy cat, I like to eat barbecue and roast duck. By the way, the sales of Jiang liquor in our area are particularly good. I feel that it has occupied the market of low-end and medium-end liquor in our city. Yikashu Hotel, Jiang liquor has not only occupied low-end and medium-end liquor, the high-end liquor market has also been monopolized by it. Now many big bosses come to our hotel to eat, and they don't order mate or anything else, but directly order Jiang liquor. Jiang Chen knew about Jiang liquor. I heard that the sales of this liquor were very hot. This was the effect of word of mouth. Yes, all the products you mentioned were promoted by this fat man. Not only that, the grassland beef and mutton you bought from Sahara shops all over the country are also pure beef and mutton produced by Wang Panxi's farm group. A glass of boiled water. Wow, I didn't realize that this fat president is really capable. During the holidays this year, I wanted to buy some mutton from Sahara shop and cook it for the children. But all the meat in Sahara shops in our city was sold out. Yes, Wang Panxi has said many times that his meat, his milk and his liquor are not worried about sales. Now as long as he can produce as much as he can sell as much as he can. Not only that, he has also made reservations for a lot of meat with many large companies and groups. You have all seen the strength of the Grassland Farm Group. Today I want to introduce another benefit to you. Let our lovely Fatty Wang introduce this benefit to you personally. Jiang Chen had just finished speaking when Fatty Wang impatiently snatched the phone away. Today I'm introducing another new product of our Grassland Group to you. Its name is Grassland Milk Powder. Our Grassland Milk Powder is produced from milk grown on the Sahara grassland. In addition, our formula is also personally prepared by professors from the Grassland Agricultural College of Tsinghua University and Peking University. Fatty Wang finished speaking impatiently, and soon his live broadcast room was flooded with messages. Xiaoya, have you produced milk powder? Milk powder is not easy to sell. Table tennis match. It's not that milk powder is not easy to sell, but now for the future and health of children, no one dares to buy domestic milk powder, and everyone eats foreign milk powder. So it is still a bit difficult for you to enter the national market. Yes, it is, but our goal is to create the most reassuring domestic milk powder brand. Now I will take you to visit our milk powder manufacturing workshop and our milk source. As Wang Panxi spoke, he took Jiang Chen's mobile phone and took Jiang Chen to his dairy company. Wang Panxi's dairy company is very large, and these cows are also real grassland cows. In the summer, they move freely on the grassland. After winter, because the grass on the grassland has been harvested, they are all sent to the breeding factory in the bonded area. Everyone, take a look. This is our winter breeding factory. These cows eat all the hay from the Sahara grassland. I won't introduce the magical effect of this grass to you in detail. Those who know it will understand. After Wang Panzi finished speaking, he pointed his mobile phone at the factory area and took pictures. In Wang Panzi's lens, everyone saw clean cow sheds and those specialized workers milking cows. Pineapple Jun, this factory is quite clean. If the cows really eat the grass from the Sahara, I think the milk it brews must be fine. Tigers don't show off their power. Don't worry, the fresh milk of Sahara Group is really reassuring. The dairy farm you see is just one of their dairy farms. They have at least hundreds of thousands of cows. The fresh milk they produce can't be shipped out at all. It's sold out locally. Little red flag. Yes, my family has subscribed to their fresh milk. We could buy it at all before, but now it's limited. We can only buy 1 bottle a day. Cute baby, the milk of Sahara Group is definitely reassuring, but can you take us to see your milk powder processing plant? After a group of fans finished speaking, Wang Panzi nodded and led everyone to visit his milk powder processing plant. Everyone's children are the most important to them and they're angels. They are willing to give everything for their children, so this milk powder is particularly important. Jiang Chen drove and took Wang Panzi to the milk powder processing plant. Wang Panzi's milk powder processing plant has a particularly huge investment, and the site of the processing plant is also very large. There is a milk powder research institute just after entering the processing plant. This milk powder research institute was jointly established by Sahara Farm Group and the Department of Nutrition of Grassland College of Peking University and Tsinghua University. Everyone, come and have a look. This is the Grassland Milk Powder Formula Research Institute. The experts hired in the institute are all truly talented people. There are world-class nutrition experts here, which are even better than those in foreign countries. Jiang Chen introduced everyone with his mobile phone, and then, accompanied by Fatty Wang, several people entered the institute together. Everyone in the institute was busy, and they saw many foreigners. After visiting the institute, Jiang Chen, led by Fatty Wang, took his fans to visit the entire process of milk powder production. It must be said that the clean factory environment of the milk powder factory, with advanced machinery, excellent technology and responsible experts, immediately attracted the attention of many mothers. Okay, now I have finished leading everyone to visit. Do you have any questions? You can ask questions on the spot now. It happens that our president is here too, and he can answer everyone's questions directly. Xiaoxin's mother, I would like to ask, do you have relevant certificates and qualifications? Of course we have it. We have relevant certificates and qualifications issued by China. You can check them online. Kada's mother, it is hard for people to trust domestic milk powder anymore, especially after the Luzon milk powder incident. We dare not use domestic milk powder anymore. This is a good question. I want to ask if you have used Sahara products. All the products launched by Sahara are based on the reputation of our group. If there is any problem with our group's products, I, Fatty Wang, will cut off my head for you to see. Chapter 518, Super Milk Powder that helps you sleep. This is a crisis of trust. It's okay for adults, but children are the future of the motherland. Jiang Chen and Wang Panzi don't dare to joke with them. Feng Hui Zheng Mayo, I think their products should be trustworthy. After all, everyone has seen the desert grassland, and everyone knows the special effects of the desert grassland. And everyone has just seen their workshop, plus Tsinghua University and Peking University are the intermediate researchers. Don't you trust them? Yo, I recommend it to everyone. You might as well give it a try. Think about it, since the birth of the Sahara Group, which of the plum blossoms, almonds, and peaches they sell, is not the best of the best? And their almonds can also treat cancer. Anyway, I think the reputation and character of the Sahara Group can be trusted. A group of people began to move, and Jiang Chen also knew that, if they wanted to trust their milk powder, it would not be a few words to make them believe. So Jiang Chen looked at his live broadcast room, and introduced him to everyone. Regarding the milk powder, if you are willing to try, you can go to Sahara's shop to buy it. Let me tell you this. Sometimes our domestic products are not necessarily worse than foreign imports. Do you have relatives or friends living abroad? If you ask carefully, you will find that many so-called imported milk powders are not well-known brands abroad. They are just a sheep's head hanging there. The final producers and sellers are still Chinese. I have also heard that some milk powders were only 10 tons when they were sold from foreign countries, but they became 100 tons after arriving in China. Think about whether they added anything to it. The water in the milk powder industry is still very deep. Now everyone has a mentality of worshipping foreign things, so many unscrupulous businessmen take this opportunity to register a trademark in a foreign country and then advertise it in China. Finally, the milk powder is sold from foreign countries to China. Not only do they increase the price, but the quality of the essence has not really improved much. Well, yes, we could have stopped producing milk powder. You know that, as soon as our fresh milk is released, countless people will rush to buy it. But why do we make milk powder? We want to make more Chinese children stronger and spend the least money to use the best milk powder. This is our goal. Fatty Wang also came to the camera and started talking. He would not miss a minute of advertising time. Little Totoro, you said that we should spend the least money to eat the best milk powder. Aren't you lying? The herbs in your scenic area are expensive, and the cows in your scenic area are also expensive. The milk in your scenic area is not cheap either. Combined with these, your milk powder will definitely be ridiculously expensive. Little bear mother, yes, I also feel that your milk powder will definitely not be cheap. Big windmill, I believe your milk powder must be good milk powder. But if you can really make it affordable for every family, then you are a good company. A group of people talked about the price. Jiang Chen looked at Fatty Wang, and Fatty Wang hurriedly introduced it to everyone. Don't worry, our goal is to let everyone have safe milk powder to drink. Of course, the price will not be too expensive. If you buy a foreign brand, a bucket of milk powder may cost 1 or 2,000 yuan, and even a domestic brand will cost no less than 3 or 400 yuan. But our milk powder is cheaper. We only sell such a milk powder for 500 yuan. Wanpang's milk powder is indeed much cheaper than foreign milk powder, but it is indeed a little higher than the ordinary milk powder in China. However, even if it is higher, it is not much higher. After all, the quality of those small domestic brands of milk powder is indeed worrying. After Jiang Chen finished talking about the price, a group of mothers soon became excited. Zixen's mother. 500 yuan a bucket is indeed cheap. This is the same price as some big domestic brands of milk powder. I will buy 2 cans to try and see if my child likes it. Heyo's mother, my child eats pure imported milk powder. A can of milk powder costs more than 2,000 yuan, but the child doesn't like it very much. He often spits up milk after eating. I will give it a try to my child later. Bazhahi, grassland milk helps children sleep. Cows eat grass on the grassland, and the milk they produce is made into milk powder. Does it also help children sleep? As far as I know, when children are very young, the better they sleep, the faster they grow. The better the sleep quality, the less crying they will have. Comrade Bazhahi is right. After research, we found that the children in our scenic area sleep very well after eating milk powder, and their bodies grow very fast. As for what you said about children being picky about milk powder, there is no child in our scenic area who doesn't like to eat grassland milk powder. Wanpang's milk powder has been tested in the grassland, and the results are very satisfactory to the experts. Its milk powder is not only rich in nutrients, but also has many effects in taste and improving children's sleep that other milk powders cannot achieve. Dragon's descendants, you mentioned helping sleep. By the way, let me ask, if you sell milk powder for the elderly? My mother has a very bad sleep, and I also want to buy some milk powder for her. Yes, we sell it. Our grassland milk powder group sells milk powder for babies from birth to middle-aged and elderly people. We sell all kinds of milk powder, and all the formulas are prepared by the Institute of Nutrition of Peking University and Tsinghua University. By the way, people who eat my student milk powder and middle-aged milk powder also say that their sleep has indeed improved a lot after eating the milk powder. Once a person gets enough sleep and has a good quality of sleep, the whole person will be energetic. More importantly, red fat is milk powder not only allows them to sleep well, but is also beneficial to their bodies without any harm, which is incomparable to other milk powders. Owl, if you say so, then I will also buy some for my child who is preparing for the college entrance examination. He sleeps very little every day, and sometimes suffers from insomnia due to stress. Dong Dong Kiang. My child goes to bed very late every day and is very energetic all day long. I also bought milk powder for him to drink at night. A group of fans saw that Jiang Chen's milk powder has a sleep effect and they instantly became interested. So more and more people began to want to try grassland milk powder. After all, the reputation of Sahara Group is so good that they don't even want to doubt the quality of Sahara's milk powder. Time passed by little by little. After Wang Pangzi answered many questions from fans, it was almost evening. In the evening, there were basically no people with questions, and it was time for Jiang Chen to end the broadcast. Chapter 519 Huge Hidden Danger. Before the end of the live broadcast, Jiang Chen's fans actually increased sharply. Jiang Chen looked at the live broadcast. When he was at the peak of the live broadcast, his popularity was only more than 80 million, but now his popularity has reached more than 90 million. Tiger loves rice. Anchor, please start the lottery quickly. Tell me what you are going to draw this time. I finally took some time out of my busy schedule to watch you draw the lottery. Little Sparrow chirps, you are so shameless. You didn't watch when others were broadcasting, and now you want to participate in the lottery after it's over. Youth, I guess the content of this lottery is definitely related to milk powder. Let's start quickly. Anyway, whether it's milk powder or milk, we need it. After all, who doesn't have an old man or a child in the family? Jiang Chen looked at so many people in the live broadcast room shouting for the lottery, and Jiang Chen sighed. Sure enough, he has been broadcasting for so long, and other good things have not been left behind, but this lottery has been carried forward by fans. Okay, today's live broadcast ends here, and now we are entering the lottery mode. Since we are at the Grassland Milk Powder Group today, the chairman has to give everyone some money, right? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and a group of fans in his live broadcast room cheered. Xingxin's mother, that's great. It would be great if I could draw a can, so that my child can have a taste. Aunt Liu, I'm old and I don't sleep well. I also want to buy some elderly milk powder. Let's open the lottery quickly. After a group of fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen turned the camera to Fatty Wang, and then shouted to Fatty Wang, look at how enthusiastic everyone is. Fatty Wang, don't be stingy. No, absolutely not. Am I the kind of stingy person? Okay, let me tell you about the first discount first. The first discount is for families with babies. We will issue 5 million 20% off coupons according to everyone's registered age. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, all the fans were boiling. They were boiling not because Fatty Wang's discount was large, but because Fatty Wang directly came with 5 million coupons, which means everyone has an 80% chance of winning. Xingxin's mother, that's great. With a 20% discount coupon, a can of milk powder can be directly discounted by 100 yuan. 10 cans of milk powder can be discounted by 1000 yuan. Everyone knows Jiang Chen's coupons. This kind of coupon is based on the number of times, not the quantity purchased. If you come in and buy 100 cans, it is also 20% off. If you buy 1 can, it is also 20% off. So many people who get coupons will stock up a lot of milk powder. Xiaojing, then parents without children must also give preferential prices. Okay, now I will announce the second discount. In addition to Bayoma, I will now launch 10 million 10% discount coupons. Fatty Wang is indeed worthy of being Fatty Wang. He always speaks out coupons worth millions or tens of millions. This is indeed generous enough. However, Jiang Chen thought carefully. Although the price of a can of milk powder has been reduced, if this wave of coupons goes down, his milk powder will directly enter 18 million households. By then, as long as the reputation is good, if each of these 18 million families promotes 10 households, that would be 180 million households. Then its market share would be ridiculously high. There really is a master behind Fatty Wang. On the surface, he has made a lot of concessions and lost a lot, but this advertising fee has saved more than hundreds of millions. After Fatty Wang promoted it to everyone, Jiang Chen clicked the lucky draw button twice. After the lucky draw, almost all fans who left messages asking for milk powder or asking about milk powder received coupons for milk powder. Because during the lucky draw, Fatty Wang had another round of shady operations and directly released 30 million coupons. And Sahara Group has just completed the big data lucky draw, so it is hard not to think that the chance of winning is high. After the lucky draw, after Jiang Chen turned off his phone, Fatty Wang decided to treat Jiang Chen to a good meal. Jiang Chen did not refuse, so the two went directly to the restaurant in the bonded area to eat. After dinner, it was already 9 o'clock in the evening, and the bonded area was still brightly lit after 9 o'clock. Nowadays, there are many enterprises and even more employees in the bonded area, so the streets of the bonded area are full of stores and many people who go shopping have gathered. Jiang Chen wanted to take a walk on the street. When he bought the bonded area 2 years ago, it was still as barren as the Great Northern Wilderness. It has developed into this in just 2 years. He couldn't help but sigh. Now Jiang Chen wants to live more and more in the real world, so he began to integrate into the crowd and enjoy life. After a few ding-ling-ling sounds, the two people just walked onto the street, and Wang Pangzi's cell phone rang. Wang Pangzi took out his cell phone, and saw that the person who called him was none other than President K of Sahara shop. Wait a minute, Jiang Chen. President K called me. I asked her something. Wang Pangzi answered the phone on the street. Hey, President Wang, I have good news for you. For some reason, your milk powder has suddenly become popular. Now it's sold out in many places. So hurry up and ship the milk powder to us. We will send it to Sahara shops all over the country tomorrow. After President K finished speaking, Fatty Wang was suddenly surprised. Okay, I'll call the milk powder factory right away. We have more than a dozen warehouses of milk powder in stock. Winter is the end of the year and the beginning of the new year. If Fatty Wang had promoted the milk powder company at the beginning of spring, then by the end of the year, Fatty Wang didn't know how much money he would have made just from milk powder. Brother Jiang succeeded. The milk powder is sold out. Now Sahara shops all over the country want to buy from me. Although the cost of milk powder is high, the selling price is also high, and the profit margin is much higher than that of selling milk. So Jiang Chen was very happy after he helped Fatty Wang. If Fatty Wang made money, his share would be more. Okay, Fatty Wang, you must keep a close eye on the milk powder factory. Milk powder cannot tolerate the slightest carelessness. Don't worry, brother Jiang. I'm more strict than anything else about food. At night, the two of them walked on the street for a long time before going back. In winter, with Jiang Chen's live broadcast promotion, the first batch of tourists in the Plum Blossom scenic area soon arrived. At this moment, Jiang Chen did not return to the wooden house town, but lived alone in the Plum Blossom town. Every day, he admired the plum blossoms and watched movies in the Plum Blossom scenic area like a tourist, and even often invited 3 or 2 friends to eat hot pot in the scenic area. His life was carefree, but this kind of carefreeness was built on huge hidden dangers. Jiang Chen knew that when spring came, it would be the time for the entire group to be greened. By then, the Al-Qaeda organizations hidden in the dream grassland would definitely send people to sabotage. So when Jiang Chen was having dinner with everyone, he had quietly deployed with everyone. When winter was about to end, Chen Jian's house sent a report of tourists in the scenic area in winter. According to the information in the report, Jiang Chen found that throughout the winter, their tourists were 1/3 more than usual. And this winter, their tourists also successfully exceeded 2.5 million. After the number of people broke through, Jiang Chen also received a considerable amount of desert construction funds. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 520, What Lao Luo is Thinking About. At the end of winter, Jiang Chen checked the balance of his bank card, and he was surprised to find that his bank card had more than 30 billion. But Jiang Chen thought about it carefully, and he finally figured out where the money came from. That's right, now with the end of winter, Sahara Group has begun to issue year-end bonuses. The issuance of year-end bonuses means that the executives who did something wrong at that time will have all their year-end bonuses for the whole year deposited into his card. Not only that, but the share of Guangzhou shares in Sahara Group will also be distributed to him. plus a share of tourists throughout the winter, so the 30 billion will appear in his card. After all, it is good to have money. With more than 30 billion, Jiang Chen has the capital to build his city land. The construction of the city still needs to wait for Lu Zimin to flatten the sand dunes, where the entire city is located, and if Lu Zimin wants to flatten the sand dunes, it may take. So, the most important thing now is to deal with the bandits in the dream grassland. When it comes to dealing with the bandits, Jiang Chen is troubled by the fact that he has no legislative power and cannot judge them. If Jiang Chen goes and kills them directly, what is the difference between him and the bandits? It just so happens that the Yimo Special Zone has been established for a year, so Jiang Chen thinks it is time to apply for local legislative power together with the Special Zone. Once he can apply for local legislative power, he will issue local laws for the scenic area, and then establish a local court and law enforcement department for the scenic area. After this set of facilities is completed, and then when its city is built, he can judge anyone he wants. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen went to Mojiang with Guan Ku to talk to Leomar. In Mojiang, Guan Ku talked very well with Jiang Chen and Leomar also intended to apply for local legislative power, so after nearly a week of discussion, they drafted a report together and sent it to the province, and then transferred it from the province to Shangjing. While waiting for the legislative report, Jiang Chen drove to see the progress of his city's land promotion. Starting from Mihua town in the early morning, we drove past the grassland scenic area. From a distance, the grassland scenic area has grown a hint of tender yellow, which makes people know that the grass in the grassland has begun to turn green. From the grassland to the ancient capital of the Salmon dynasty, the workers of the Sahara scenic area are everywhere along the way. These workers are sowing grass seeds everywhere, and then watering and fertilizing. Now the greening work of the new scenic area has been handed over to the specific person in charge of each scenic area. For example, in the ancient capital scenic area, in addition to Jiang Chen's greening, other greening in the ancient capital scenic area is also in charge of President Luo. President Luo will choose places in the scenic area for greening, or build various tourist attractions according to his needs. The grass seeds, or various flower seeds he needs, will be purchased by himself from the seed group. Of course, President Luo has no money now, so he can only buy them with loans. After he makes money in the scenic area, he will pay the money back to the bank. This is the transaction within their scenic area. When passing by the ancient capital scenic area, President Luo heard that Jiang Chen was coming, and he even rushed over to chat with Jiang Chen for a while. Brother Jiang, are you going to inspect Lu's work? I told you that Lu Zimin hasn't pushed much land. I'll call him and ask him to come over at noon. Brother Jiang, let's have lunch in our ancient capital scenic area. No, I see you're quite busy. You should take care of your own things first. By the way, how is the construction of Salmon Royal City going? Can it be open to tourists this spring? It will definitely be open to tourists this spring. Now my scenic area has basically no major problems after an autumn and a winter of construction. I have already negotiated the decoration of the colorful town and the shopping street, and other things. Now all kinds of businesses have almost moved in. The only thing I'm worried about now is the museum. You know, the most enviable and surprising thing about the royal capital scenic area is the most luxurious jewelry and royal city cultural relics unearthed in the museum. These managers still didn't give him any ideas, which inadvertently made their scenic area much less attractive than the other scenic areas. What did the supervisor say? What else can I say? It's because the safety issues are not up to standard. I have figured it out now. If I want to build a museum in my scenic area, I must build the city first. When the whole city is built, I can build the museum in my scenic area. At that time, my place will not only not be a remote area, but also the most prosperous area. So now Luo Jinming is also keeping a close eye on the construction of the city. He will go to Lu Zimin to talk about dreams and life whenever he has time, and then urge him to do the bulldozing quickly and not be idle. Okay, you continue to do your thing. I'm going to take a look in the desert now. Jiang Chen started the car. After he finished speaking, President Luo opened the door and walked down. He had a lot of things to do, and he didn't have time to go to the desert with Jiang Chen. I will prepare lunch in the scenic area at noon. You can bring Luzim in to eat at that time. After opening the car door and walking down, President Luo did not forget to remind Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen nodded. Since he had come to this place, if he didn't have a meal with President Luo, it would seem that he looked down on him. Okay, let's have lunch at Wukei Town at noon. I just want to see the decoration of Wukei Town. Jiang Chen drove away from the ancient capital scenic area and soon arrived in the desert. The city he planned was next to the royal capital scenic area. At this moment, there was still a desert that stretched as far as the eye could see. The car didn't go far in the desert. Soon, more than a dozen excavators and bulldozers were working on a tall sand dune. The sand dunes in the desert were as big as a mountain, and these dozen excavators looked so weak and ridiculous in the desert, just like a few children's toys. Oh my god, a whole winter is about to pass, and they only dug 2 sand dunes? Looking at the small plain in front of him, that was less than 2 villages, Jiang Chen was almost furious. According to this method of digging, by the time he dug the entire urban area of Shenzhen, he would be too old to move. I have to ask what Lu Zimin is doing. When he got into trouble, so many people pleaded for him behind his back, saying that he was capable. What the hell is that? Jiang Chen said angrily, and an excavator in the distance stopped. A man jumped out of the excavator. It was none other than Lu Zimin. Seeing Lu Zimin jumping out of the excavator, Jiang Chen got even angrier. He was given 1 billion to push sand. How stingy are you? It's fine if you don't want to buy an excavator, but you can't even hire an excavator mechanic? If that's the case, what's the point of having 1 billion? Chapter 521 Overlord Excavator. Brother Jiang, why are you here? It's very windy here. If you have any questions, just call me. After not seeing each other for a winter, Lu Zimin has really aged a lot. The white-collar worker with a clean face, blown by the desert sand, really looks like a red-faced rough man living on the plateau. Lu Zimin, what's wrong with you? I gave you 1 billion, and you bought these excavators and bulldozers to fool me? At this speed, when can you finish pushing the whole city? Jiang Chen said with an unhappy face, and Lu Zimin also looked embarrassed, as if he had thought of the day when he would be attacked by a bear, but he was much calmer. Brother Jiang, I didn't bother you, because you were busy. Today, you are here, so I will tell you about the situation. After Lu Zimin finished speaking, he asked Jiang Chen to get in the car. After all, it was really cold in the desert with the wind and sand. After getting in the car, Jiang Chen looked at Lu Zimin and asked, what else do you have to say? If you want money, I'll give it to you. I haven't owed you a penny, right? You only pushed 2 hills in 1 winter. Do you think you're worthy of my 1 billion? Brother Jiang, I don't want this to happen either. I begged for these dozen excavators after I didn't know how long. Now the entire special zone is undergoing large-scale construction. Not only the special zone, but also all the companies in our group are undergoing large-scale construction. So now we can't hire excavators or bulldozers at all. If you can't hire them, just buy them directly. Can't 1 billion buy a few excavators? Speaking of buying excavators, Lu Zimin got even more headaches. Brother Jiang, the entire Yimo special zone needs to import a lot of things now. Now the main things they transport are still daily necessities. I have asked people to contact many excavation airports. When they heard that they were going to be transported to the Yimo special zone, they were unwilling to pay any extra money. Have you gone to find Yu Shanghai? I have looked for it. Now everything has to be transported from the highway. The development of Yimo Special District is too fast. The highway is not enough. Not to mention the excavators. Even the buses ordered by Sahara Group can't drive in now. Especially now, winter has passed, and spring has come. All the construction tasks have begun, and Yimo Special District is a hotspot for domestic investment. All people are rushing here. It is already a great thing to be able to transport people here every day. Anyway, your few excavators and bulldozers are simply not enough. Jiang Chen even felt that, even if there were 100 excavators and 100 bulldozers, it would not be enough. After all, the city he planned was too big. Brother Jiang, I borrowed these excavators and bulldozers from President Luo. I will return them to President Luo when spring comes. I guess if we want to transport the excavators here, we must wait until the Mogan Expressway is open to traffic. and waiting for the Mogan Expressway to open to traffic will be in April or May. Jiang Chen is not willing to wait that long. No, we have to find a way to solve the excavator problem. Speaking of solving the excavator problem, Jiang Chen really didn't have any good ideas. Ding dong. Just when Jiang Chen was lost in thought about how to solve the excavator problem, his phone suddenly rang. Jiang Chen subconsciously opened his phone, and to his surprise, the desert farming system actually sent him a text message at this moment. System prompt: the number of players in the winter scenic area has exceeded 2.5 million, and players will receive a new seed. Please check it. New seed. At this moment, Jiang Chen suddenly had a different idea. Could it be that this damn system is going to take the opportunity to sell him an excavator again? Jiang Chen hurriedly opened the system. Sure enough, this time the system gave him a building material seed. Jiang Chen hadn't received a building material seed for a long time. Clicking on the building material seed grid, a seed of an excavator appeared next to a house seed. Fuck, you damn system can't stand seeing others make a little money. Jiang Chen cursed in his heart, but when he saw the system giving him an excavator, he was secretly happy. After all, if he could produce excavators himself, wouldn't that be a great help to his construction? Okay, go ahead and get busy. Remember to go to KK Town for lunch at noon. After lunch, come with me to the border to drive the excavator. Brother Jiang, do you have a way to solve the excavator problem? Don't worry about it. Remember to recruit more excavator drivers when you drive the excavator. Recruit as many as you can. Go and do this now. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lu Zimin nodded excitedly. If he could solve the excavator problem, it would really solve his worries. Okay, I'll go find the excavator driver right away. Lu Zimin opened the car door and went to find the excavator driver. Of course, Jiang Chen was not idle either. He drove the car towards the border. After all, he had to grow so many excavators. If he planted them directly in the deserted desert, it would be hard to explain. After rushing to the border, Jiang Chen found a place where no one was and began to study other excavator seeds. Seed reminder: Galaxy Super Excavator Seed. This seed can grow Galaxy Super Excavator. This excavator has a large excavation area and can be used for construction in various terrains such as mountains, jungles, and ice fields. It is worthy of being the king of excavators. Fuck, you are actually advertising yourself. Do you want to have some face in this system? Jiang Chen clicked on the price introduction while talking. After all, no matter whether you are the Galaxy Super Invincible Excavator or not, as long as you sell it at a high price, he is willing to wait until the Mogan Expressway is opened in April or May to buy it in China. Price reminder: super excavators are expensive because of their huge size and the huge amount of steel, tires and other equipment they consume. A Galaxy Super Invincible Excavator costs 7 million yuan. Jiang Chen wanted to smash his phone after looking at the price introduction. What kind of excavator are you? How dare you ask for 7 million yuan? Are you gold plated? Forget it, it's too expensive. Let's wait until May to buy an imported excavator. Jiang Chen wanted to turn off his phone as he spoke, but he turned around and thought, damn, what's the point of having so much money? Isn't the reason I make money to quickly build the desert and then go to the desert to find my parents? Buy one first. After all, the bullshit has been blown out. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly recharged 7 million to buy a Galaxy Super Invincible Excavator. After buying the excavator, Jiang Chen directly clicked on the planting button next to Highway 2. After clicking on the planting button, he saw a golden light fall to the ground and suddenly heard a loud bang, and a huge monster like a mountain instantly fell in front of Jiang Chen. Chapter 522 Super Oil Tiger. Jiang Chen has seen many excavators, but this is the first time he has seen an excavator as big as a mountain. When he saw the excavator in front of him that could grab 2 houses with one claw, Jiang Chen couldn't help but complain. Fuck, who is so bored to produce such a big excavator? System prompt: where there is demand, there is manufacturing. In the Star Construction Company, this is only the smallest excavator. Damn, I follow you. Well, with such a big excavator, do I still have to worry about not being able to flatten the entire city within 2 years? Such an excavator is at least equivalent to several ordinary excavators in China, so Jiang Chen is going to directly get him 1,000 of these super excavators, digging from the four corners of the city. Jiang Chen doesn't believe that he can't handle these cities within a year, and Jiang Chen is not afraid of wasting so many excavators. After all, there is thousands of kilometers of Sahara desert in front of him. If he wants to dig all these large deserts flat, let alone 1,000 excavators, even 10,000 excavators would not be wasted. System prompt: 1,000 excavators require 7 billion RMB. Please recharge and purchase as soon as possible. Please recharge and purchase now to get a surprise. Surprise. Can you still have an event where you buy an excavator and get a bulldozer for free? Damn, this is so funny. Jiang Chen recharged 7 billion directly after saying that, and then bought 1,000 of these super invincible excavators that looked like a small mountain. When Jiang Chen planted all the super invincible excavators beside Highway 2, he suddenly got excited. This is such a big thing, and there is no such a big truck. How can it be pulled into the desert? If these excavators are driven to the desert by themselves, how much fuel will it take for such a big thing to drive such a long distance? Just when Jiang Chen felt a headache, his cell phone rang suddenly with a ding-dong sound. Oh my god, another system message. Is there really an event that buys an excavator and gives a bulldozer for free? Jiang Chen said as he clicked on the desert farming system. After clicking on the desert type system gave him new seeds. System prompt: if the player buys a large amount Galaxy Invincible Super Excavator, the system will automatically give the player a super seed. Super seed? What is this? Jiang Chen said as he clicked on the seeds. Sure enough, the system gave him building material seeds again. As soon as he saw the building material seeds, Jiang Chen was overjoyed. If the system gave him a flower seed at this time, he would definitely kill this pitfall system. Clicking on the seed pavilion, Jiang Chen was surprised to see a big truck next to the excavator. Seeing the big truck, Jiang Chen was instantly happy. This is a good thing. It happens that there are so many things in my scenic area that need to be transported. If I build a city, I also need to transport those piles of sand. With a truck, everything will be convenient. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly clicked on the new seed introduction. Seed introduction. Galaxy Invincible Truck Seed. This seed can grow a super truck. The super truck has a large carrying capacity and sufficient power. It is one of the most popular transport trucks in the Interstellar Alliance. Okay, let's take a look at the price. If it's cheap, I'll also directly grow 1,000 trucks. Jiang Chen is so arrogant now. After all, once people have money, their backs will unconsciously become stiff. Price reminder: the price of a Galaxy Invincible truck is 5 million yuan. If you buy in bulk, there will be extra surprises. 5 million yuan for a truck, expensive. But there are no trucks for sale in the entire southwest region, right? So it's expensive. Give me 1,000 trucks. Jiang Chen said this, and directly charged 5 billion into the desert farming app system. After he used 5 billion to directly buy 1,000 super trucks, he planted them next to the super invincible excavator with one click. When 1,000 interstellar super invincible trucks were planted, a golden light fell to the ground, and Jiang Chen was also dumbfounded. The shape and appearance of the big truck in front of him was almost exactly the same as the truck he built in China. But what made him feel uneasy was that this truck was too damn big. If an excavator can dig out soil as big as 2 houses with one claw, then how big is a super truck in front of him? This idiot can actually carry 3 super excavators at a time. How much oil does such a big truck use to run 1 mile? It's so pitiful. This thing is obviously affordable but not usable. Looking at such a big truck, Jiang Chen was really happy and worried. He was happy that with this big truck, he could quickly flatten the entire city and then carry out urban construction. But this idiot was too fuel consuming. Jiang Chen even thought that when he stepped on the accelerator, at least a few hundred yuan of oil would be gone. System prompt: player, purchase Galaxy Invincible Super Truck in large quantities. The system will automatically give players a new seed. Please check it. It's endless, isn't it? I have over 30 billion in my card. Do you have to drain all my money before you stop? Jiang Chen was really depressed. He was going to save some money to plant other plants in the spring. You are so busy giving me some excavators and other things. You want me to go to the desert to mine. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed pavilion, and next to the super truck, Jiang Chen saw the bulldozer seeds. Sure enough, these are the standard equipment of the three friends on the construction site. Forget it, you broken system. I'll give you some face today, and buy some more. He didn't even read what Jiang Chen said, and directly clicked on the price reminder. Price reminder, Galaxy Invincible Super Bulldozer is 6 million yuan per unit. If you buy a large amount, the system will give you a new seed. It's still too expensive. Forget it. Just buy 1,000 of them. You won't stop until you squeeze all my money out. Jiang Chen said as he paid 7 billion yuan to buy 1,000 Galaxy Invincible Super Bulldozers. Before buying the bulldozers, he suddenly realized that it was so cool to have money to buy. Still planting, Jiang Chen planted 1,000 Galaxy Invincible Super Bulldozers next to the super truck. When the super bulldozers were planted, Jiang Chen was even more shocked. This bulldozer is about the same size as the super truck. If you step on the accelerator, it will definitely flatten a small hill. However, such a large bulldozer will cost more than a few hundred yuan of fuel to deal with it. These are all tigers. It costs hundreds of thousands of yuan a day just to refuel. Chapter 523 Three friends at the construction site. Looking at the endless super machinery market in front of him, Jiang Chen was too tired to complain anymore. System tips. Players who purchase Galaxy Super Invincible Bulldozers in large quantities will be given a new seed by the system. Please check it. I don't believe you can do anything else to me, Jiang Chen said, and directly opened the seed pavilion. No matter what it gave him, he would never buy it. But after seeing the seeds given to him by the system, Jiang Chen suddenly slapped himself again. He said it too early. Seed introduction. Galaxy Invincible Road Roller Seed. Galaxy Invincible Road Roller is most suitable for leveling large areas of land. Price introduction. Galaxy Invincible Road Roller is 7 million per unit. No new seeds. Haha, it's really Zhao Baopi. He has almost spent all his money and he won't give new seeds. Jiang Chen also bought 1,000 super road rollers and planted them next to road number 2 at the same time. After planting all these, Jiang Chen silently took out a cigarette from his pocket, then squatted on the side of the road and lit it up and started smoking. We'll load the excavator onto the truck and drive it to the desert. What about the bulldozer? I don't have such a big crane. If I drive it to the desert, it will collapse all of my number 2 road. If I don't take a detour. If I take a detour, how much fuel will it consume? It's a headache. It's really a headache. After Jiang Chen finished smoking a cigarette in the cold wind, he quietly lit another one. In the end, there was really no other way. It seemed that he could only pay more money and let this thing go around from the north. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen walked to a super truck and observed the truck carefully. Jiang Chen walked around the truck, and what made Jiang Chen wonder was that this big truck didn't even have a fuel tank from top to bottom and from beginning to end. Without a fuel tank, how can I refuel? Am I being cheated by this damn system? If this thing is sold as scrap metal, it is not worth 5 million. Jiang Chen's heart sank. He quickly ran to the excavator and bulldozer to take a look. That's right, there was no fuel tank on these two large excavators. Just as Jiang Chen was sweating all over, he climbed into the cab of the truck again. The cab looked very complicated. There were all kinds of instrument panels next to the cab. There were several palm-sized things on those instrument panels, which looked like iPads. Does it have to be so complicated to make a truck? Can't you just make a steering wheel and a throttle and brake? Jiang Chen found that he seemed to have suddenly developed a complaining disease. He felt very uncomfortable if he didn't complain. How do I start the truck? Jiang Chen searched for a long time, but couldn't find the place to insert the key. Wait, he didn't seem to have a key. How to use this thing? Jiang Chen was going crazy in the cab. There was no manual for these things. How the hell should they be operated? After fiddling with them for a long time, Jiang Chen still didn't understand them at all. He was so angry that he punched the steering wheel. Beep. The vehicle has started. Please read the operating instructions carefully. Please check the vehicle energy information. The current vehicle power is 50%. It can be operated for 48 hours at full load. Do you want to start the charging mode? The windshield in front of Jiang Chen suddenly turned into a display screen. Jiang Chen was completely confused. Fuck, is it so advanced? And charging? Doesn't this car burn gasoline? Please confirm whether to charge. There is plenty of sunlight now. It can be charged by sunlight. Please confirm. Oh my god, it's really an electric truck. Wait, a single charge can allow such a large truck to transport for 96 hours at full load. This technology is simply amazing. But think about it carefully. This is called an interstellar excavator. Since they can already travel in interstellar space, their technology will definitely not stay at the stage of burning gasoline. If that's the case, then I've made a fortune. Confirm charging. Jiang Chen said, and the system confirmed it again. Charging mode is on. This charging mode is solar charging. It is expected to be fully charged in 7 hours. Now the system enters sleep mode. After the system finished speaking, the entire windshield closed, and then Jiang Chen could only see rows of large trucks outside the window. It's really advanced. Jiang Chen said as he opened the door and walked out of the car. After getting off the truck, Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. At this moment, the large trucks in front of him were surrounded by bright armor. If Jiang Chen's guess was correct, these bright armors must be super advanced solar panels. Now new energy vehicles are not popular, and battery technology has not made a fundamental breakthrough, but all of my large trucks have achieved full coverage of new energy. If I set up an automotive research institute to specialize in large truck research and then transfer its technology to small cars, then the entire new energy vehicle world will be under my control in the future. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen suddenly saw a $1 trillion market. Wait, let me go check out the excavators and bulldozers first to see if they are also powered by electric energy. If heavy equipment such as excavators, bulldozers, and road rollers can all be powered by electric energy, then is a small car still a problem? Jiang Chen walked to a bulldozer while talking, and then climbed up to the bulldozer operator's cabin by grabbing the railing. Jiang Chen has now discovered a pattern. He started the vehicle in the truck because he used the green button next to the operating lever. So when he entered the bulldozer operating console, he directly pressed the button next to the operating console. The bulldozer operating system has been enabled, and the current power is 100%. Please select the operating mode, a manual operation, B smart operation. Oh my god, there are manual and smart operation? Jiang Chen directly selected smart operation, and soon the screen in front of him turned into a display, and a few lines of text appeared in the middle of the display. Please select the area. Select your sister's area, and try manual operation. What made Jiang Chen happy was that this bulldozer also had an electric power system. That means these things don't need to be refueled. If they don't need to be refueled, then he will save hundreds of millions of dollars in fuel every year. Manual operation mode has been activated. After the system said this, a windshield quickly formed in front of it, and it really became a windshield. Jiang Chen operated the operation feeling beside him. Sure enough, this bulldozer was roughly the same as the bulldozer in this world, but the operation of some places was slightly different. Chapter 524, Making Money. He made a fortune. He definitely made a fortune this time. If these bulldozers can be operated intelligently, does that mean that, as long as he selects a piece of land in the desert, these bulldozers will go up and flatten it by themselves? If that's the case, then he can even save the driver's money. It's really cool to think about it. First, call Guanku and ask him to come over to see my new discovery, and then discuss with him about setting up an automotive research institute. Jiang Chen called Guanku after he finished speaking. After all, Jiang Chen felt that this automotive research institute really had too many things that they needed to study. Not to mention the new energy battery, even the power generation technology on the car body was enough for them to study. Imagine if they mastered the unique skill of charging the reflective film on the car body, and then installed this charging technology on the car in the future. Then would he still worry about the electric car having no place to charge when driving out? Moreover, Jiang Chen really felt that the most advanced technology of these cars was the intelligent operation technology. Isn't this the currently popular automatic driving? If the Automotive Research Institute can study all of these thoroughly, then Jiang Chen can really change his career. With this technology, he will never be afraid of others making things difficult for him. Even if the scenic spot business is not good at that time, he still has the capital to make money, to go to the desert. The call was quickly connected. Guanku is still assisting Chen Jianzhao in managing the affairs of the Sahara group. After a winter, Chen Jianzhao has become very good at it, so Guanku also relaxed for a while. When Guanku heard that Jiang Chen had invented something new, he hurriedly drove the Mercedes-Benz that Jiang Chen gave him to Highway 2. After Guanku arrived at Highway 2, he was stunned when he looked at the endless large-scale machinery in front of him. Brother Jiang, where did you get these supergiants from? This is a secret. Lao Guan, I will take you to have a careful tour. Let you know how small and backward human technology is now. Jiang Chen climbed onto a large truck while talking, and Guanku followed him onto the large truck. The two entered the cab, and Jiang Chen clicked on the intelligent driving. After he drew a line on the display, the large truck rumbled towards the base target he drew. So advanced is this driverless technology. Our cars haven't realized it yet. How come the big trucks in our scenic area are one step ahead? Guanku sighed, and Jiang Chen pointed to the rows of dashboards in front of him and said, "This is nothing. Do you know what's most amazing about this truck? It's bigger than any other truck. No, this truck doesn't burn oil. It uses all clean electricity," Jiang Chen said proudly, and Guanku actually laughed after hearing it. Brother Jiang, you may be deceived. With the current new energy technology on our Earth, this big truck can't run for less than half an hour, even if it is fully charged. And Guanku also doubted, if these batteries are charged, how long will it take to be fully charged? So no matter how you calculate it, it's not appropriate. After all, the time you drive is not as long as the time you charge it, so what's the point of using this truck? I don't know how many batteries to install, but this truck can run for 96 hours, even if it is loaded with dirt. And you don't have to drive it to the charging station to charge it. Just click the charging button, and it will automatically start the charging mode. I'll show you how to operate it. Seeing that Guanku didn't believe him, Jiang Chen directly clicked the charging mode, and soon the whole truck turned into a shining crystal car. After Jiang Chen finished a series of operations, Guanku almost knelt down. He felt like he was dreaming, and he even slapped himself twice to verify it. This is all true. Brother Jiang, you are so amazing. The technology of this kind of thing is hundreds of years ahead of the Earth. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, this technology is definitely hundreds of years ahead of the Earth. President Guan, I now have a bold idea. I think we should study it. If we can master this technology and then apply it to all aspects of real life, then this will advance human industry and technology by hundreds of years. Research must be conducted. If we can master even a little bit of technology, we can get countless business opportunities. Especially now that our group is officially transforming. We are too restricted by tourism. If we can transform into a technology-based base, then our scenic spot will be able to stand firm in the world. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen handed him a cigarette, and the two sat next to the glittering truck, smoking and discussing. If you want me to do that, I will just set up a university with automobiles as its specialty. Our current automobile foundation is basically zero. If we set up a university, we can train a large number of automobile professionals. Then let them enter our research institute for research, and then we can cultivate a complete set of automobile industry talents. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, this was also his idea. The development of any place must be diversified. If your development cannot be diversified, then you will only face death. Old Guan, I've just thought about it carefully, and I think we should build an automotive ecosystem while we still have some money. Think about it. When our city is built in the future, will it need a lot of people to live here? Do we have to solve their employment problems? We also have to consider the future employment of their children. Yes, we have to consider it. So I think we can build the Sahara Transportation University based on our current trucks. And then we can build the Sahara Mechanical University based on our large equipment such as excavators and bulldozers. Not only do we want to build the top institution of learning in the automotive and mechanical industries, we also want to build a technical secondary school that focuses on building cars and bulldozers. In this way, their entire automotive enterprise system can be integrated from research and development to production. Brother Jiang is right. By the way, I have another idea. We must not only do scientific research, but also build factories. When the time comes, the excavators, cars, and trucks we research can be manufactured in our factories, and after they are manufactured, they can be sold all over the world. The more the two talked, the more speculative and excited they became. So they decided to invest 100 billion yuan directly to build 2 universities, a technical secondary school, and 2 super factories. Jiang Chen's goal is to either not do it, or directly turn it into a world-class university. Investing money is one aspect, and the most important thing is technology, so Jiang Chen plans to send 2 of his excavators, bulldozers, and road rollers to the mechanical university as research bodies. Then send 2 of his trucks to the Jianatang University, one of which will be used for disassembly research, and the other for overall research. In addition to donating the most advanced things to them for scientific research, the two discussed the location of the Jianatang University and the factory. Since Jiang Chen wants to turn cars and machinery into a heavy industry enterprise for the entire group in the future, this place cannot be small. Such enterprises obviously cannot be placed in the city. After all, Jiang Chen City is for more advanced financial internet enterprises. There is no room in the northern scenic area, and there is no room in the wooden house town. By the way, why don't we build the university and factory directly in the desert? Chapter 525, Conspiracy. Jiang Chen's entire city development is to build towards the west, towards the desert, because the east is the border of China. So when Guanqu made his suggestion, Jiang Chen thought about it carefully, and agreed with Guanqu's opinion. Okay, then let's continue the construction of the ancient capital scenic area. It just so happens that these enterprises and scenic spots are built outside the city's outer ring road, which also avoids congestion in the city. Now all of Jiang Chen's urban construction and planning are to move the factories in the urban area to the town. Okay, everything is up to Brother Jiang. The two people talked, and it was noon unknowingly. At noon, Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang. It was President Luo calling him. Jiang Chen then remembered that he had to go to the colorful town for dinner. Guanqu was there, so he invited Guanqu and the two of them to rush to the colorful town together. When they arrived at the colorful town, the decoration of the storefronts in the colorful town had basically been completed. Although the entire scenic area has not yet been truly open to the public, there have been many tourists in the colorful town, most of whom are family members of employees of the Sahara group. Jiang Chen smiled as he looked at the bustling crowds on the street. Free tours for family members were also a benefit he gave to all his employees. Each of his scenic spots was open to all employees' families for free, before they were truly open to the public. The most luxurious restaurant in Kk Town was already full of people when Jiang Chen arrived. Brother Jiang, please go to the private room upstairs. President Luo has been waiting for a long time. In the private room upstairs, when Jiang Chen arrived, President Luo and Lu Zimin and others had been waiting for him for a long time. President Guan, you came just in time. We bought a whole lamb today, and the kitchen has already roasted it. We will cut the slices and serve it to Guan later. President Guan can try it, too. When President Luo heard Guan was coming, he quickly brought the whole lamb he had prepared for himself and started roasting it. After all, it was very difficult to invite Guan, and it was just right that he came today to finalize many plans for his scenic spot. Okay, I haven't had roasted whole lamb for a long time. You have to roast it better later. While the few people were talking, the kitchen had already cooked several specialties and served them. President Luo opened 2 bottles of Wanjiang wine and the few people started drinking. After 3 rounds of drinking, Lu Zimin looked at Jiang Chen and asked, Brother Jiang, I have already recruited 40 or 50 drivers. When are we going to drive the excavators and bulldozers? After Lu Zimin finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at Lu Zimin and said, no, there are too few people. You can recruit as many as you can now. Don't worry about the money. I'm not worried about the money. The main reason why Lu Zimin didn't boldly recruit people was because he knew that all the excavators and bulldozers in the entire special zone and scenic area had been requisitioned. Even if he transferred from other places, he could only transfer 20 or 30 at most, and this was something that only someone who gave Jiang Chen such a big face could do. In the evening, you take people directly to the border of Highway 2. There are 1,000 excavators, 1,000 bulldozers, 1,000 road rollers, and 1,000 large trucks there. Leave me 2 of each, and take all the others. Jiang Chen didn't want to beat around the bush with Lu Zimin, so she told Lu Zimin the number directly. When Lu Zimin heard that there were 1,000 excavators and bulldozers at the border, he was dumbfounded. How is this possible? When the time comes, just find someone to drive them. And I have something to tell you. After you drive the excavators and bulldozers over, leave the urban area within the outer ring road first, and flatten the area next to the ancient capital scenic area in the southwest of the Wuhan Road. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lu Zimin nodded with a surprised look. Almost all employees were used to following orders in front of Jiang Chen, and few people wanted to ask why they were digging here, why there were so many excavators, why. In front of Jiang Chen, there was no why. Old Lu, I'll give you a week. I plan to build 2 universities and a technical secondary school in the southwest of the ancient capital scenic area. In addition, I will build an automobile factory with an area of at least 2 towns, plus a machinery factory with a scale of at least 3 towns. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Lu Zimin showed a difficult expression on his face. Now an ordinary town has an area of at least 100 square kilometers, and Jiang Chen needs to build a university and a processing plant that will take at least 6 towns, which is more than 600 square kilometers. More than 600 square kilometers. This is already the area of a small county. If it were on flat land, more than 1,000 excavators and bulldozers would push out an area of a county, which would be reasonable, but they are in the Death Desert. The sand dunes in the Death Desert are higher than one another, and we have to consider the high temperature and low cold, and even some of this place is a quicksand area. So it is not something a human can do to push nearly tens of thousands of sand dunes within a week. But since Jiang Chen has already said it, what else can Lu Zimin do? It seems that he can only work day and night. I will definitely try my best to complete it. When President Luo saw that Jiang Chen was going to build a university and an automobile industrial city, he immediately became interested. Brother Jiang, if the automobile industrial city is built, does it mean that my place is no longer the most remote place? Then can my museum also be built? President Luo is thinking about his museum all day long. You know, there are good things in the museum. Although he can't take these things home, how many tourists can he attract every day? If these things are placed in his museum, the more tourists there are, the more money the scenic spot makes, and the more dividends he gets. How can he not be active? Yes, once the university and the factory are built, troops will be stationed here, and your museum will be open to the public. That's great, Brother Jiang. President Guan, take a look. This is the map of our scenic area. I have already planned that our museum will be built at the junction of the automobile industrial base. By the way, Brother Jiang, your university will also be built by our scenic area, and those students can also come to our scenic area to play, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. After President Luo finished speaking, he took out a map from his arms. Jiang Chen and Guan Ku were also stunned. This guy invited them to dinner on the surface, but it seemed to be just a cover. You bring the land here, what else can I say? Bring it here, let me see. If what you say is reasonable, I will book it for you today. Jiang Chen saw that President Luo was so active. After all, if he ate someone else's food, he must make something out of it. Otherwise, wouldn't it be a chilling thing for him? Take a look. This is the order of the tourists tour that I designed. Tourists can directly reach the quicksand scenic area from the outer ring road, and then go from the quicksand scenic area to the dark river scenic area. After the dark river scenic area, there is the world's largest mushroom forest maze. Next is the Huashan scenic area, the super windmill scenic area and the colorful town scenic area. After the colorful town is the ancient capital scenic area, and then the museum. I also plan to build a commercial street next to the museum. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.